live before, Dan?
Yep, that's
Yeah,
live.
yeah. My last game was live.
And we are live now.
That's how every live hangout starts.
All right, let me just get this set up real quick. All right. So, you guys just came from the capital city, traveled days through rolling mountains and black forests, sent forth by the Grand Inquisitor to destroy this evil that is corrupting that which is most sacred, the God Emperor. Uh, he had sent you to a remote uh, temple, basically, to the God Emperor that has been the root of stories from the legionnaires that have gotten too close and the surrounding military bases. Basically, they think it's possessed or haunted or something because whenever camp is made too close, men go missing. No sign of resistance or anything. They're just gone. And a lot of times it's like entire platoons that just disappear. And it seems like it has something to do with this old sealed tomb. So as you approach this large, towering black monument to a man that isn't dead yet. He's an elf, so he's like 1,500 years old. Um, the sun is setting, and you hear the sending stone that one of you is carrying, that dirge is carrying, squawk to life, and you hear the Grand Inquisitor come over the rune and just say, "All right, our our men place you close to the temple. Is that correct?"
Affirmative, your lordship.
Excellent. You know your mission, correct? Go in there, you kill what needs killing. You find our men if you can.
Aye. We will bring them to safety.
Now, the front entrance should be sealed. Do you have a visual on it? And you do have a visual on it. It's completely open. Just like black and yawning. There's no door.
It does not appear sealed, my lord.
You just hear like a short pause, and he says, "Well, less work for you. Best get in there. We'll keep in contact with you. Call if you need something. Keep us updated."
Of course, your lordship. Your stone is in Dirge's hands. He will keep it safe. And he turns to look at the gaping maw of this structure, and he just mutters a prayer to himself towards the God Emperor, and he says, I don't like the looks of this. Not a bit.
Do not fret. We have the power of the gods behind us.
Aye, that we do. And he eyes over at, how do you pronounce your character's name, Rob? Garmer?
Garmer, yeah.
He
He's
looks over at
Viking.
Yeah, he looks at Garmer's axes and the gnome's daggers, and he thinks to himself, and a little something extra.
And Rosebud looks at you and goes, "Yeah, I'm a little something extra, right?" He just giggles.
And he raises a gray eyebrow at you.
Yes, as long as there is breath in my body, I will continue on. Let us continue and face this evil head on.
Yeah. And as you guys walk forward towards the threshold of this temple, you are just assaulted by the worst, just like rotten smell, as if hundreds of bodies were just left out in the heat for a few days, just abandoned, just like gushing forth warm air as it hits you like a wall.
The stench of evil is powerful here.
Bartholomew would visibly recoil and just scrunch his face up in disgust, and he would kind of look down at the ground and then back up, and he would sort of lift up open his hand slightly, and you'd see lightning spark in between the fingertips, and he says, "I do not like to draw weapons on sacred ground, but this has doubtless been defiled. Draw
Yes,
your
Gar-
weapons, men."
Garma would kind of turn around and start walking backwards towards the tomb, sort of pulling out his two axes and holding them out, and just say, "What are we waiting for?" And turn around and just basically and start heading straight in.
Yeah,
without any
and
second
it's
thoughts.
pitch black. If you don't have even if you have dark vision, it's going to be difficult to see.
Okay, well, Rosebud would certainly light up a torch.
Okay.
She
You
does
light up
have
the torch.
dark vision as well, but
Yeah, you light up the torch, and you can barely see large columns at the edge of the torchlight on either side. And you can see magnificent statues almost as wide as these 10-foot wide columns, just like flanking you on your left and your right as you walk in. There are no windows in here. However, there is a dull green glow coming from the walls, most likely from some arcane light crystals.
what terrain is this in the middle of, Dan?
It's in the middle of the forest, and you guys can just like describe how you look as you walk into this black tomb that hasn't been opened in a long while, and how you're acting, basically.
Okay.
Perhaps why you are serving the Inquisition.
Certainly. I'm very forthcoming, guys. Sorry. First things first is that we're in the forest, so that's one of her natural explorer terrains. So we've definitely been here for more than an hour. So we will. None of us will. I'm sorry. While doing the other skills, while alert to danger. Okay. If you're alone, I work at normal pace. So we do have some benefits.
Okay.
But the Rosebud is a shorter than normal gnome. She's less than 3 feet tall and about 35 pounds. She would look like a 10-year-old to most people. She is strawberry blonde hair. She carries a couple of weapons like you've never seen before. They're made out of actually winterwolf teeth. The bow and both daggers. She's very proud of this bow. It has etching on all of the weapons, and it says joy and pain on each dagger, and on the bow it shows rain on one side and the likeness of a gnome woman. And she definitely looks like she's ready to go. She she's always looking for a challenge. Her father is one of the greatest beast bounty hunters. That's the kind of way I see it. Because they wouldn't hunt humans, they'd hunt nuisance animals, and she's always looking for a challenge, and she knew that the guild needed some help, so she came out and enlisted herself.
All right. Joe? Dirge?
I am Dirge. I am a nearly 6 feet tall individual, encased in blackest of armor, black robes encircling the small portions that do not cover my armor. I have a lithe figure, and I carry with me a well-used morning star and a heavily dented shield that has seen more than its fair share of combats. I am a paladin of Torm, and I have been sent here to excavate the evil from this location and set this area straight.
Alright. Rob? Gurmir?
So this is, I'm playing Garma, who the only really best way to describe him is he's an asshole. He is generally good-natured and good-hearted, but he basically believes he is, he basically believes he has this incredible destiny, and he's from the kind of barbaric north. He is, he's got this kind of ginger, well-trimmed beard and sort of well-kept hair. He loves the sound of his own voice. He thinks he's more intelligent than everyone else, but he's not very intelligent. He has 2 axes, Gary and Freki, and he feels that his presence in any situation, everyone should be thankful that he hangs around with them. And he was a king, but was ousted by his younger brother, and is now just doing whatever he can to get by while he waits for his incredible destiny.
All right. And Sam?
I am Bartholomew. I was taken in at a young age by the Inquisitors, you could say. They raised me, trained me, honed my skills, my talents, my gifts. I serve the Empire. I serve its covenant. I serve the God Emperor. And I will tear the world apart and put it back together again to protect it.
Nice. Alright, so you guys are coming into this tomb, this crypt, to a living man, and the only light you have is the light of the torch as it licks against the darkness, sending spooky shadows on these statues, making them seem like they're alive. The smell is just, what's the word? It's just all-consuming. It's just impossible to get away from. And you look down, the floor is completely clean. A little strange for a tomb. As you continue further into the darkness, you see the outline of almost like a mural, but it's like engraved into the wall. And if somebody wants to make me a religion check,
I will do that. Ah, shit. 9.
yeah, this is a stone carving to the glory of the Emperor and his past triumphs, basically. But it's so well worn and old that you can't really tell what triumph it was. Surely a great one.
I do have a question. about the glowing walls.
Okay.
These crystals. Do they look as though they are like? Was this a natural part of the structure, or has it
No.
interrupted the structure?
It's basically like you know how you go into like some sort of thing and it's like as part of the painting there's like black light things in it and it'll light up. So basically
Yeah,
as
yeah.
part of the mural, this gigantic mural that just like covers the walls and goes throughout, certain things are lit up like eyes or like
Okay.
weapons.
Interesting.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's quite a sight to behold, and these carvings go up into the pitch ceiling, the arch ceiling, and it's almost like stars as you look up.
Okay, and the statues, what do they depict? Like warriors, rulers? Is it obvious?
The ones of the Emperor are obvious. They're the biggest ones. You can give me a history check for the other ones.
Okay. I'll let anybody else who made a religion roll go. I don't want to interrupt the entire thing. But
No. Garma
No.
would just be completely uninterested. He'd be, like hitting a rock with his axe or something. Just like when there's, a 5-year-old and the parents, off, at the bank or whatever, and he's just being kind of brought along. He's just sort of waiting until we can kill something.
And Rosebud is standing pretty much next to him, looks up at him, leans on her bow that she has out, and takes out another torch and hands it to him, and goes, I hope this smart guy knows how to do something with this, because... and she just giggles.
hey, Garmer, did you say your character Rob was like hitting things with his axe or something like that?
Yeah, he'd just be like walking around, like kicking stones and hitting stuff, and just generally being boisterous and stupid.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
you start like kicking rocks and hitting things, give me an investigation check.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, Bartholomew is just kind of gives you this like angry look, and he just goes, "Don't disturb anything."
And he would kind of turn around and roll his eyes with a 17 on his investigation check.
Okay. So when you kick one of the rocks, you just notice it makes like a really weird noise, like it's almost like it's wet, like it's something wet, and then you look down and it doesn't look like a rock. It looks more like almost like an eye, like an eye.
Yeah.
And as you realize like what you just kicked, it just like looks at you, and then it closes and goes into the ground. And
Yeah,
that's when you start like picking out all this crazy shit that you just couldn't. Like something was just muddling your mind before, but once you realize that that thing was an eye, it just like is open to you, and you realize that these statues are not what they seem to be. They are dead bodies strung up and tied to the columns.
Alright.
You see just like a picture of slaughter and madness surrounding you. The ground is covered in viscera. It's almost as if the walls are living. You see these eyes like popping up and then going back and popping up other places.
So, anyone...
Garner's
I'm the only one...
And you're the only one who realizes this.
Okay, so anyone like looking at me would be like, they'd see the kind of horror, and then he'd kind of smile, because he's one of those like sick teenagers who like tortures animals, so he'd like kind of realize and sort of go over to Bartholomew, just kind of like poke his shoulder. And every time in the past that this has happened, he's probably like pulling something out his ass and just trying to be relevant because he's bored. So he'd probably shut up, leave me alone. And he like grabs you and turns you around and basically he'd say, there is some kind of, and he would kind of lose the word and be like, illusion. And he'd just like grab your hand and just basically put it on one of the statues. I don't know if you would resist or not, but like, you know, one of the, what he can see to be dead bodies, but everyone else can see as whatever.
And as your hand comes away, it's just like covered in blood.
Yeah, so he's like, "What are you doing, dude? What?" And he just kind of looks around, and he would kind of clench his fist and see the blood dribble down onto the floor.
And you would see Garma looking so proud of himself, but trying really hard to play it off as if it was nothing.
Garmir, please, this is not the time for games.
Yeah, and as you say that, you remember these lights that were flanking you on the walls and surrounding you. They weren't part of these murals that your mind had placed. You see them. You almost see them blink.
Oh shit!
It's like,
So the only light source is my torch at this point.
yep. And these
And the blinking eyeball
crystals.
things.
Yeah. And you
Alright,
see
so
pairs.
I have many of them, so I would turn to my compatriots and say, "Here, I have many, and I'd light 3 more torches," and I say, "Here, one for everyone."
And I would like refuse one and say, "I have 2 X's and 2 hands. This means I have no free hands." And he
But
would
it
be
also
like,
means we don't have enough light, my friend. We don't have to be an elf all the time.
and he would say, and he would just like begrudgingly take one, and then he would turn to Bartholomew and say, "They can't see," and he would like grab Rosebud to do the same thing, like motioning for Bartholomew to do the same thing to Dirge.
Bartholomew is still staring at his hand, and he just is muttering something under his breath. And he closes his eyes, and he opens them, and they're just this pale, purplish, but almost white pink, just solid color as he casts Detect Magic. Do I see anything?
Once you do that, you see that this entire place is just cloaked in magic of the enchantment variety, and the illusion variety, obviously. You see right through the illusion, as you've already done. Near the end of the hall, you see a rather strong aura of enchantment magic, and then you see eyes staring back at you, and then black shapes rising and moving, separating and moving towards you.
How many shapes?
You can't really tell. It's
So,
it's
Bartholomew...
like at the very edge of the torch, of the dim light.
Bartholomew grabs Dirge by the shoulder, and he says, Someone is here with us.
Yes.
Something."
But please stand behind me. I will not allow it to harm you.
And I would be trying to fighting with Rosebud to place a hand on one of the statues.
Yeah, and she won't fight you, and puts the torch really close to where the statue is, so that I can get a really good look at it, and so it's in full color and everything. And I'll touch it, but only with one finger. And when I touch it, it also moves back bloody, and so on and so forth. They're done.
When you touch it with one finger, you touch like one of the eyes of the corpse, and just like falls out.
And she jumps back and draws one of her daggers, named Pain, and looks ready to strike. And where does it fall out exactly?
Yeah, it just like his face was pretty much like ripped apart, and just like it came off.
And she goes down and stabs.
I told you.
And she goes down and stabs the eyeball, and then now she has it on the end of her knife. And that holds the torch next to it, and it's just does it look like a human being? Yeah, I mean, is it human?
Yeah, it's human.
Okay.
You can definitely tell that his uniform was once, like a Legion uniform.
Okay.
Has like the black sun of the Emperor on it. And let's see. I feel like Bartholomew is the one who's being the most vigilant right now, so he can give me a perception check.
All right. He would
Yeah,
also,
Everybody else gets passive.
as he's looking around, Bartholomew just whispers to Dirge, "There's an illusion. Clear your mind." And I'm rolling like shit today, so that is a flat 6 on perception.
All right. So,
Rosebud still has the highest number at 15.
yeah,
Being passive.
you're focused on the swinging of a body in front of you, and you're distracted from the body that just like kind of gets up from against the wall and shambles close to you. And that's when you realize it's not one, but two, but three of these guys coming towards you, and they raise their eyes, and you see green eyes. So roll initiative.
Bartholomew, are these illusions?
Do you want it in the chat or?
Yeah. That'd be easiest.
My rolls are amazing.
So there's four of these men
Great.
crawling and shambling up from around the altar in front of you.
I
Coming
am
towards you from the
standing.
dark.
I am standing in front of Bartholomew, for what that is worth.
Okay, so Rob is definitely. Hold up, wait a minute. Grammar. First. Okay, you're 14. Okay. Grimmer, you see these four guys coming towards you using the light. Coming towards the light as like a beacon, flanking in the darkness to avoid being seen.
All right. So you.
The gnome
you
is
just hear
holding
him
the
say-
only light source.
You just hear him say, "Finally," and then just make a beeline for the nearest one to me.
Also, I typed it in the chat, but I do have a lantern lit.
Okay, so there's two light sources.
Well, I think everyone has torches.
Yeah, I gave one to everybody if they took it.
Okay.
I would like drop mine in a way that it would kind of hopefully keep providing light, but I'm not holding onto it.
All right. Yeah, so you like throw the torch towards these guys and just like lights them up, and you just see them like just gaunt faces. Like one of them's missing a jaw, like another one's missing an arm, and they're all armed and armored come towards you. And you go towards the closest one to attack him.
So I have a rules question, which I don't know why, but has never come up for me. I'm dual wielding, and I get an extra attack. Does that mean 3 attacks, or do I just get the 2?
That means 3 attacks, yeah.
Awesome.
2, that's a bonus action attack. Yes.
And if you're attacking the closest one, you need to give me a charisma save.
Ooh. Oh, he's good at that.
Is he within 10 feet of me?
Yes.
Alright, he can add 5 to that saving throw.
Awesome. Oh, that's good. Well, it's not. It's good that I got the +5. 11. 11.
11?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Bollocks.
you fail. You just like stop, and your arms go slack, and your head just like looks down, and yeah, you stop in your tracks as these things converge on you.
Armor, what is wrong with armor?
Two of them are going to attack Gurmir.
Okay. I would just, like, people talking to me behind, I would just not hear it at all.
Yep.
Just kind of be frozen.
Alright. You're not like stunned or anything, but your movement's 0. And some nasty stuff is going to happen next round if you look at them again and fail.
Okay.
Alright, so the first one is going to hit once with a 20.
Yeah.
He does 5. He does 8 damage. Second one on you is gonna miss both times because he's a fucking idiot. He just like trips like his nearly broken ankle finally snaps and he just trips as he tries to attack you. But the other one bites into you. The other two will close on Dirge. They're going to close on Dirge because he's the biggest target in the dark confines. So they will attack you twice each. Jeez, they're rolling terribly. So the first one's going to miss with a natural 1. So basically he trips over himself and attacks at disadvantage for the second attack. And
Is he prone?
yes, he's prone when he attacks, but he's just gonna get back up.
He's gonna get back up. Okay.
Yeah. So he got a 21 to hit, disadvantage.
That's a hit.
That is a hit.
Just barely.
Okay. He does 7 damage to you.
I'm caught off guard as the creature trips. I loosen my resolve for just the briefest of moments as the creature lands a strike upon me, my armor creaking ever so slightly against the hits.
And Bartholomew, it is your turn.
Okay, I don't need to.
See Gurmir just stopping his tracks when he's just like prepared to strike.
Yeah, and just like a side note for roleplay reasons, you would know that, like, the only thing he really lives for is combat. So, and he rarely gets scared because he thinks he's, you know, the greatest thing that ever walked the earth. So, the fact that he's like stopping in seemingly fear is like seems like a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
So, Bartholomew is just standing behind Dirge as he just gets attacked by these two creatures, and he's just cursing under his breath, "Defilers." And you see these sparks of lightning beginning on his fingertips, and then they ascend up to his wrists, and then to his elbows, and then to his shoulders, as there's just this cacophony of sounds, this crackling of energy as this purple lightning, it's almost blinding and hard to look at, just arcs up and down the lengths of his arms, and he just extends his hands out and yells, "Begone!" And these bolts of lightning just shoot out of each hand and blast into both of these targets. And what I'm doing is I'm casting Witch Bolt, and I'm expending a sorcery point to twin the spell.
Nice. So that's just like an attack roll, right?
It's 2 attack rolls, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
How it works. So the first one is going to be a 21 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And the second one is a natural 20.
Okay.
Alright.
Roll damage.
Alright. So do you do double damage dice or what?
Double damage dice.
Okay. So the first one is going to take, let's see here, and this ignores all resistances because I have the lightning elemental adaptability. The first one is going to take 8 points of lightning damage.
Okay.
And the second one is going to take 9...
Oh shit!
11
Did you
points of
look at
lightning
them?
damage. Well, I imagine he would have as he cast.
All right, I missed it. It's okay. Go ahead.
You sure you don't want me to make the wisdom save?
It's charisma save, right?
Yeah, it's charisma.
I'm sure you can pass the save. with my
Yeah,
save.
let's just say you got the attack off, and then you have to make the save because I missed
Alright.
it.
So the second one takes 11 points of damage.
Okay.
And that was doubled?
Yeah, that was with the double damage.
Ooh,
I rolled a 9 and a 2.
And charisma save.
Charisma save. Let's see here. Got plus 8 to that. 16.
Yeah, you just feel like this gnawing inside of your brain, just saying, fight, kill, stop. But you fight it off. It is Rosebud's turn. Rosebud, you see 2 guys on Dirge and 2 guys on Gurmir.
Okay. And which 2 were hit?
The ones on Dirge.
The ones on Dirge. Okay. And they're looking still pretty okay?
They look. I mean, they're singed, but like.
Singed? Okay.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Okay, one of her favorite enemies is undead. So
These aren't undead.
They're not undead. Okay.
No.
They seem to be. All right. Well, it's kind of hard to say you don't look at something when you don't know you shouldn't. So.
Well, you notice that like Grimir like just stopped dead in his tracks, and that was kind of weird. And then Bartholomew just passed his save, so he might say something to you.
Did Bartholomew say anything about not looking at anything, Sam?
I think even if he said something, you probably wouldn't hear it over the sound of the lightning.
Okay. Okay, very good. So, yeah, well, Rosebud is going to take her torch and the body that was next to her. They're pretty decomposed and so on and so forth. So she's just going to stick it in that body. You know what I mean? So she still has good light. She's going to try to take a little bit of cover behind that body and line up a shot. The first thing she's going to do is put Hunter's Mark on the group, one of the ones in the group that haven't been hit yet. Well, no, that has been hit. Sorry, it doesn't matter either one to me. That's the first one I'm going to aim at. So that's one spell. So let me make sure I do that. So I'll screw this up. Boom. All right, and I am going to take my first shot. I get 2. I have Colossal Slayer.
Did you make your save?
I will do that right now.
Yeah, I did.
I was about to ask.
Yeah, I did. That was a 19. Natural 19 on the die, so. And then the first shot is a 12.
That's gonna miss.
It's a
Just
miss.
like it dings off the well-made armor of the Empire.
Okay. And then I'm going to take a second shot. That's much better. That is that natural 19 again. And so that's 19 plus 9.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
I should have said sharper on that one. So it's going to get a D6 plus. All right, so 2D6 plus a D8 because of the colossal.
Okay.
So it's 3 from the D6s and a 7, so 10 damage.
All right. Yeah, you shoot. Good.
And one rules question for me, because I haven't played the hunter side before. I usually play this character as Beastmaster, but I didn't want to do that today. The extra damage can only happen once per turn. So does that mean what is a turn exactly?
Like once per round.
Okay,
So like until on your next turn, you can do it again.
I can do it again. Okay, very good.
Double Dans.
Dan has been slain.
Yeah.
Rest in pepperoni.
He's
Okay,
frozen.
what were you
That's
saying?
his charisma check. There's
So
two of you.
I got the answer, which is fine. But so you can go ahead and just say what you're going to say. I hit one of them for 10 damage. The one that has been marked.
Okay. Yeah, you shoot this guy straight through the neck, and you just see like this sludgy blood come flying out and stain the walls.
But it doesn't drop.
It does not drop. No. It is Dirge's turn. Dirge, you have a heavily injured guy on you and a regularly injured guy on you.
Concerned that the often fanatical Garmier has been paralyzed in fear, I turn around and I raise my gauntleted hand to the sky and I say, Lord Torn, please grant my companions with the power to persevere through their fear. And I cast Bless upon my entire party aside from myself. And you see your right hands glow with a bright white light as they appear to be gauntleted.
So that's a 1d4, right?
To your saves and attacks.
Okay. Do you want to do a bonus action or anything?
I will simply turn and face my attackers, braving their presence as best I can. And I'll roll a save, even though I don't need to. I'm not attacking. So 28.
Yeah. Like, I don't think you can even fail the save.
I stare at them, completely stoic, unmoved by their presence.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, the gnawing of this voice that's trying to claw into your mind is just burned away by your god's greatness, by the glory of the Empire, and it is Gurmir's turn.
So do I make the charisma save at the start or end of my turn?
You make it at the start.
Awesome. Okay, that's...
And that's...
And you can add a d4 as well, on top of the plus.
See, it's a good roll, but I don't know if it's good enough. We'll add the d4. Alright, that's 20 overall.
Yeah, that's a definite save. So you just like shake yourself out of your stupor, and you're confronted by these two guys that are just like swinging their axe and their sword wildly at you.
Yeah, so
Cutting into you.
you would kind of see me, I'd be looking down, kind of shaking, and then I'd stop shaking and just kind of start laughing under my breath, kind of, and then it would just get louder and louder and louder until he basically goes insane, or what sounds like insane, and just, screaming and laughing, starts hacking away. Do I get my attacks? No.
Yes,
Or
you do.
Awesome.
You passed.
Okay, that's going to be 24,
Hit.
17, and 16.
Miss.
Bollocks.
You can
And
add
you're
a
checking the same
d4.
one.
You can add a
right,
d4.
bless. Yeah.
Oh, do I get... Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah.
Gauntleted hand.
So with the
guides your
D4, you
strike.
hit all.
Yeah, awesome. So that's these, and I'm the only one nearby them, right? Like, there's no one I wouldn't be able to get C-tech, right?
Okay.
So that's going to be 20 damage overall.
Alright, 20, and I'm guessing you're attacking only one of them.
Yeah, just going ham on the nearest one, just kind of screaming and laughing.
Yeah, you just like hack into its shoulder and you just feel it shear, just like fall away, and now it's just kind of like really weirdly leaning to one side, but it's still attacking.
Dumbass.
It is the Thrall's turn.
Hey,
Two of them are going to attack you.
Hey, Dan, just a for instance, because I know it already happened, but I didn't add my +6 to that shot. Like I took my
late.
straight. Yeah, I know, but just dumbass moment.
Wait, damage?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then how much was it? It
So
was...
it should be 6 more.
Okay.
6.
It,
Jeez.
it still didn't kill it.
Okay.
So 2 of them are going to attack Gurmir, the newly excited, and twice each. First one misses. Alright, first one will hit you once. Does 9 damage to Gurmir. Second one's gonna attack you twice. 16.
That is my AC, so yeah.
Okay. And second one misses with a 15. Okay, so that's 6 damage for that.
And you'd see Garner kind of, he's laughing and he can't tell, but everyone else can see that he's just been kind of beaten on pretty bad, and he's bleeding profusely, and he's looking kind of ragged and covered in blood and bile and stuff, but he's just laughing maniacally, hacking away at someone's head.
All right. So Dirge, you have to make me a strength check as one of them tries to drag you to the ground.
Yes. That is an 18.
18?
Is it you mean athletic check?
Yeah, athletics.
That's 16.
16. Okay. He ties with the 16. Since he is being proactive, he's going to push you to the ground. The other one is going to grapple you, or try to grapple you. So make another athletics check. As he just tries to grab onto you and just throws aside his weapon and tries to bite you.
Should also point out that the lightning is still going.
Yeah, so they're
electrified as they're grabbing onto you and pulling you down.
That is 16 as well on athletics.
Alright, he rolled an 18. So they just overwhelm you and drag you to the ground, just clawing and scraping and trying to bite at you. But they'll do that next turn because it can't attack again. Is Bartholomew's turn. You're just frying these guys.
Yeah, I think as soon as he realizes the influence these things have, he would shut his eyes and look down. I can still make the charisma save if you want me to, Dan.
Nah, because you aren't. It's an auto hit, right? You don't have to make another attack roll or anything. Yeah, you don't have to do that.
So what this looks like is he's just got his arms extended and he closes his eyes and he's just breathing heavily. And he's just covered in sweat, he's glistening, and it's reflecting the purple and blue and white light of this lightning off of his face. And in his mind, he drifts back to a time earlier, and he's a little boy, and he's in this little monastery, and he's sitting there cross-legged, and in his lap is a dead cat, and and it looks like it was electrocuted.
This is the worst present ever.
And this woman comes forward. She looks a bit like the equivalent of a nun, sort of, but different. And she says to him, "Don't bother me. You can't blame yourself. It was an accident. I hurt him. You didn't mean to. I don't want to hurt anybody." And then his mind drifts forward again, and he's there, and it's a chamber, and there's a target. It's a mannequin, and there's a strict man standing there, a rod in his hand as he slaps it into his palm. Again! And you see this young Bartholomew, about 12 years old, launch a bolt of lightning at it. Again! And he does it again, and again, and again, until he's too tired. Is that all you have in you? If you can't hurt the enemies of the Empire, then you're no good to us at all. And then he lets out a yell and a scream, and the lightning pulses forward again with renewed strength, and he just continues to electrify these monsters. And the first one is going to take 7 points of lightning damage, and the second one that he crit earlier is going to take 7 points of lightning damage.
Yeah, you just like are frying this second one, and you just see like its eyes pop, but it's still holding on to Dirge. It's holding on to 2 slivers of life. Also, inspiration for you, because that was nice. Rosebud, it is your turn.
Fantastic. So they're both still alive. They're on Dirge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One of them is like.
All right.
If you
Is
blow
that the
on,
one?
it'll
Is that the one I
probably
marked?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll shoot at that one first just to drop it.
Okay.
I will. I'll make the save first. That's a 14.
Ooh. Yeah, you pass.
Whew. Oh, nice.
You also have the plus D4 if you ever
Right.
forget.
So
And
now,
the plus
okay.
5.
So I
That
just
lasts
rolled
for a
14.
minute,
14 plus 9. I don't need to use the D4.
Yeah, that
actually.
definitely is.
And
your plus
you
is
said-
6, right?
my plus is 6.
Yeah, you kill it.
Yeah. All right. So then,
How do you
as a
kill
bonus
it?
action, I take a shot and I line it up and I think of my mother.
The one with the explodey
and-
eyeballs.
Yeah. And I think of my mother, and I can feel the pulsation in the bowl that happens when I feel that the shot's been lined up perfectly. And I let go, and it's almost like that bullet time thing, and I can see the arrow doing the quiver thing as it's going along. And I see it, and it goes right into the exploded eyeball and comes out of the back of it, and it just falls on the ground. And as a bonus action, I'd like to move my mark
Okay.
to the other one.
Okay. Do it.
And that's another 14
Plus something
plus 9.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
And then so that's 2d6 plus a d8 plus 6.
Plus 6.
Yeah, so 6 plus 6 is 12 plus that d8 is another 6. So 6, 18 damage.
Yeah, you kill both of them. So what does that look
And-
like?
And the second one, I'm going to recant that. I'm going to say that I put 2 arrows on my bow at once, and I shot them both at the same time, and I do the double shot and hit them both at the same time off of one shot.
Yeah, one of them like was grabbing and trying to pull off his helmet, and the other one was like going for his throat, and you just.
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
And she looks up and says, "By the power of rain, my mother holds all." And she just looks down at the ground and moves her mark to the one that Garmer has already hurt over on the other side. Oh wait,
Alright.
can I move that more than once? Is that a free action or is that a bonus?
That's a
action?
bonus action.
Bonus.
Okay, so I can't.
You can
move
just
I
do it
can't-
next turn.
Yeah. I'll move it at the beginning of next turn.
All right, Dirge, it is your turn. 2 guys that were dragging you down are now dead.
I'm looking up, frightened by strange creatures, only to see their bodies explode in a disgusting pile of blood and vomit and ichor.
It's
I-
well cooked.
Yes.
Just
Well,
thoroughly
it is well cooked.
Yes, but it is still disgusting bile nonetheless.
Mhm.
As I roll over, shaking the dead husks from my own body, as I stand up and I see my companion Garmer, heavily injured from his fights. And the only thing I can think of is to run to his aid as I move my remaining movement to stand adjacent to him. And with that, I will lift my Morning Star from my side, and I will heft it against the injured creature that is currently harrying him. That is a 23 and a 17.
They both hit.
You see Dirge rear back and just club this one creature repeatedly with a spiked morning star, the pointed club, just digging into its flesh as
So-
Dirge just tears into it.
Yeah, you kill it. Just grab how you kill it.
You see
It's terrible.
Dirge just slams into its chest, cracking its ribs. With the second strike, Dirge pulls back and clubs the creature in the head, and you see its neck spin, and the creature just lets out an audible gasp as you hear the creaking of bones, and all you can see is the back of the creature's head as it falls lifelessly to the ground. Dirge stands firm, looking over to their companion. Armor. Are you okay?
Still one left.
Yeah, and so you would kind of ask Arman. At the moment, he seems to be having a conversation with himself. He's just kind of hitting him and emphasizing the words with the strikes, and he's kind of saying like, "You steal my throne, thwack! I am coming for you." And he's just like talking to some unknown person as he's destroying these zombies, and one kind of falls away from his axe, and he's he's essentially programmed to hit the next thing he sees, and he kind of wheels around, sees Dirge, and kind of looks for a second like he's going to hit Dirge because that's the nearest thing to him, and then he kind of realizes where he is and turns back around to the other one, the remaining.
Okay. Are you gonna attack it straight up?
Yeah. Do you want a charisma save?
Charisma.
17.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Also, what's your passive? You hear noise coming from behind the altar, as if from a long stairway or something. It just like echoes.
So he wouldn't register that because he's mid-fight. So he would just say, your friends are coming from behind, but he's very clearly talking to, he's not talking to the zombie thing. He's talking to whoever he's talking to in his brain, as he continues to just attempt to destroy this final guy. Alright, I'm going to use a point of luck. Okay. So the lowest is a 16.
Okay. That's gonna the lowest.
The lowest, yeah.
Was that after?
The 16 misses.
We used it before.
Okay, so there's a 16. Oh, I get the D4 as well. Okay.
Then that hits. Yeah.
Okay.
Or guide your hand.
The AC is 17.
Yeah.
Strike.
Okay. Now, would I get sneak attack on this one because there's someone up near it?
Yes.
Or... Awesome. So, on the first hit, that's 10... 25 on the first one.
On the first one? Damn.
Yeah, because of sneak attack. 6 on the second, and
How do you
10
kill
on
it?
the third. So he would kind of continue this conversation. It's like, and you steal my wife, and he's just like, just basically accusing some unnamed person, while he just continues, and he kind of buries an axe in one side of the neck and just kind of scissors with the other side, and the head kind of pops up, lands on the floor, and then he kind of comes back to the land of the living, remembering sort of that he heard a sound over there, and he just says, "Now to deal with your friends," and starts walking towards the altar.
All right. Yeah. As you walk towards the altar, you just hear a just like echoing footsteps coming up, and
are we out of combat
Nope.
at this point? Okay.
Nope.
Okay. Go ahead.
And a robed man in green, in the green of the Inquisition, crests the top of the stairs, and is joined with 2 more of the Inquisition soldiers that you have been fighting.
But they don't
And-
look like human they look like the others.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the other ones. And as they crest the stairs, you just see their mouths move in unison, speak in unison, together along with like an overtone of a voice. And it just says, "You know not of what you trod upon. Leave this place." And the robed one is going to use fly. So he just like kind of kneels down and just like with fluttering robes goes up to the rafters, and the other two close in on Dirge and Grimir, attacking each of you twice.
This ain't gonna be good.
They miss you, Grimir,
Oh, sweet.
and Dirge. They miss you, Dirge. So they just like scramble up the slow sloping stairway that goes all the way up out of the crypt that you guys have been going down, and just begin hacking at you wildly as if they were marionettes rather than trained warriors. It is Bartholomew's turn. You see 3 more of these things join the fray.
Alright, so 2 of them are right next to each other and they're fighting my friends?
Yep.
Alright, and the other one's in the sky above.
Yep.
Is he directly above them?
Basically, yeah, sure.
Tactics. Okay. Alright, and what are they attacking with? Are they just attacking with weapons?
Yeah, they're attacking with Empire Forged steel.
Alright, and the one above, does he have any weapons on him?
No, but he has a look of the arcane to him.
I have like a choice between doing the smart thing and doing the epic thing, and I think I'm going to do the epic thing.
He's an inquisitor
Good
like
choice.
yourself.
That's always the right choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, like, he's got this green robe, and I've got this, like, purple robe that's almost, like, identical. And, he's just floating above, and he says, "Leave this place, you know not what you trod upon." And at this point, his concentration on this witch bolt has just broken, and there's kind of this crack and this explosion as he does, as there's this big release, and the lightning kind of splays everywhere, and, like, fries the meat along the walls. And then it kind of falters, and it's quiet, and this great light that filled the room is gone, and it's just dark. His lantern has gone out. This dim purple lightning just seems to drip from his fingertips down to the floor as he kneels, and he looks up, and his black hair just kind of covers his face. You can barely make out these blue eyes. They're filled with anger. "I will not let you defile or trod upon this place anymore." And the lightning propels him upward as I cast fly as well.
Fucking space battle.
And I'm using Quicken Spell to do that as a bonus action. And I fly up so I'm directly across from him, and I cast fucking lightning bolt at him.
So that's awesome, but I don't think you can cast 2 spell slots with Quicken Spell.
Oh no,
So
you're right.
You could cast
Okay.
like a cantrip at him though.
So, all right. So you're right. I completely forgot about that rule. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go straight up towards him, and I'm gonna shock and grasp him.
Yeah, you could definitely do that. But you have to give me a charisma save if you're gonna
All
try
right.
to get him straight up. Unless you want to use your inspiration.
I got 16 plus 8 for that charisma save.
Yep.
All
You're
right.
just like, fuck that shit.
Is he wearing any metal?
No.
Okay. So
Actually, he's wearing like these like metal bangles on his arms that you know
Yeah.
kind of
I don't know. Shocking Grasp says armor made of metal, and it doesn't
okay.
sound. So it's just a straight up attack then.
Yep.
So he just flies straight up towards him and just extends his hand, almost like he's just reaching for his face, like he's gonna cover his eyes with his hands that are just bursting with lightning. And that is a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits.
All right. And this ignores resistances because it's lightning damage, and I have the elemental added feat. Where's my D8? Ah. Okay, fuck it. I'll just use bones then. All right. 2d8. All right. 15 points of damage. That's an 8 and a 7.
Damn,
Lightning.
son. Yeah, you bloody him in one hit.
And
Nice.
wait, I kill him?
No, you bloody him.
Okay, yeah. Also, I add 5 to that because of my elemental affinity thing from my draconic origin.
Doesn't quite kill him, but
Yeah, so
Oh.
I just do 20 points of lightning damage to his face.
to the face. Nice. All right. It is Rosebud's turn.
All right. Seeing that Bartholomew just flew like a goddamn bird, and seemed to put a ton of damage on that guy. I'm not really stressed out by him. I was at first, but I'm gonna move my mark over to one of the other guys that are on the ground. I'd like to kind of move to a little bit more advantageous position. It doesn't really matter because I have sharpshooter, but just for flavor. And I would like to take. Actually, no, I already said it. So I'd like to take my first shot with sharpshooter.
Okay.
At the first guy.
At the mage or knights?
Yeah. Yes, I'd like to take my first shot at the mage because I didn't specify. So
Okay.
I moved my mark to him, and I'll take that first shot with sharpshooter. So it's going to hit him. It's a 17 without anything. -5, so that's a 12, and then plus 9.
21.
21. So I'm sure that hits, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you shoot at him, and like he realizes that a projectile is coming towards him.
Uh-huh.
You cast shield as a reaction, but it still breaks through.
It still breaks through. Okay, because
Yeah.
I'll take that D4 if you needed me to. Okay, so that is a 4 from the D6. He has been hurt, so I can roll my D8. That's another 4. So that's 8 plus 10, 18.
Plus 18.
Oh yeah, plus that, plus 6, so 24.
Yeah, you just like pick him out of the sky.
And he falls like a rock onto the ground.
Yep.
Can I cause his head to explode right before he dies?
Sure. Yeah. So like
I cause his head to explode right before he dies.
you got him by like the scruff, and then you just like place your hand over his eyes. It's just like, and you just see an arrow just like go through its head, and you just see like the brain matter explode from the electricity and fall.
I've just got my hands like on his face, like the sides of his face, and there's just lightning, and he's like looking at me with rage, and then an arrow just boom right between his eyes, and he just kind of crosses his eyes to look at it, and then he kind of his body goes slack.
Yep.
And as his weight goes limp, I just and his head just explodes.
Okay, so I take a second shot at one of the guys that are near the other two guys.
Okay.
And it won't get any of those cool advantages, but it is a 12 plus 9.
That hits.
21. And so it's a 1d6 plus 6. So that's 8 damage to that.
Okay.
I should have went with the sharpshooter on it.
All right. Dirge, it is your turn. You have 2 of these guys menacing yourself and Grimmer.
Yes, I steady my resolve, attempting to strike at the creature when I hear a loud explosion above my head, and you can see me as I wince and recoil ever so slightly, raising my shield up as gore and body parts fall upon me, and dye my platinum blonde hair red with disgusting body parts. But
Yeah, you see the flittering of an Inquisition robe, and at first, like, you think it might be Bartholomew, but then you realize that's a green one, and that the mage is dead.
yes, and I question the alignments of my savage allies for just the briefest of moments. But I hold my resolve as I raise my morning star and drop it upon this creature twice, attempting to end its awful attacks. And I'll roll a save, not that it matters.
Roll save.
25. And my 2 attacks are going to be a 20 and a 19.
Yeah, they both hit.
Alright. So you see Dirge raise a morning star and just club the creature across the face, and the second strike seems to go just barely wide, but the attack just barely strikes true, clubbing the creature on the side of the face as it takes an impressive 10 damage.
Alright. It's bloodied.
What-
Okay.
what is going on up there? Are you okay, Bartholomew?
If you look up, you just see like flashes of like lightning just kind of arcing out chaotically. He might look down at you, and you might catch like his face, which is covered in blood.
You would know that Dirge would never try to look away from the enemy, if possible, and he would just take you at your word.
Alright. Grimmer, you have 2 guys on you, one of them's heavily injured.
Alright, I'll go for the other one then. And I'm assuming I wouldn't have sneak attack because I'm going for the other one.
You do, because Dirge is right next to you.
Awesome. Alright. So, charisma save?
Yep.
Natural 20. Bollocks.
Yeah, you're
Why
just
couldn't that come
Yeah, why couldn't it have been the next roll? That's insane.
You roll the one on the.
Oh, okay. I'm going to use...
That D4?
Yeah, well, I have lucky, so I'm going to use a point of luck to re-roll one of them, and I have to take this one. Oh, yeah, that's better. That's a 19. Oh, a 19's a crit for me, because I'm a champion.
Right.
Nice.
Pardon?
Said nice.
Oh, I thought you said per dice. I was like, what?
Oh, no.
One of them is like a 10, so I'm ignoring that one, but one of them's a 16, so I'm going to use my bless on that one, so it's now a 20. So, okay. So let's see. So I get sneak attack, which is like 4d6. So.
Which is double.
Oh, it's double because it. Oh, right. Here we go. So. 3.
How many levels of rogue do you have?
3.
That would give you 2d6.
Oh, yes.
attack.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, I have 5 levels of rogue. Right. So that's not 46. I was looking at that wrong. How many is that?
3d6.
3d6 at that point.
Okay. So that's 6.
66. Because that was crit.
Yeah. Uh, 28 for the first one.
How do you kill it?
Oh. Just,
One shots it. Wonderful.
Yeah, you would have one-shot it if it was full health.
Yeah, so I'm just like, you know, kind of, what it sounds like is it sounds like I'm kind of finishing up the conversation with myself, and I'm kind of back in the kind of present moment, and I just kind of, as I'm sort of essentially arguing with someone in my head, I just like a final scream and just embed the axe in the side of the head and just watch the kind of body go limp. The other hit was like a 7, so yeah.
Alright. You kill both of them, and you're surrounded by these broken bodies. Let's take a real quick break.
Sure thing.
We'll be back in like 5 or so minutes.
Okie dokie. Well, that was fun.
Aside from the fact that the creatures all exploded instantly, yes.
Yes. They all seem to land on you for some reason. There, Mr. Nooch. That's right. You're a paladin, so I'm sure you can heal, but I can help heal you, him if you need to.
I can heal, or I can allow you to heal. It does not matter to me.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
I mainly use my spells to support.
Yeah, I could shoot cure wounds at level 2, which will give him a little bit more. So.
What's your? I was curious what your character's wisdom is.
It's +2.
Yeah, my character would be a little bit better at healing.
Yeah. I mean, she's an archer, so I took a lot of dexterity and sharpshooter. At first, I wasn't going to take sharpshooter, and it would have been +10 to all my shots, and it was just ridiculous. So I was like, I might as well just take sharpshooter. +9's enough.
Yes.
And then with the braces of archery makes me a +6 to all my damage. Yeah, she is pretty serious. From range.
18 dexterity.
Yeah, 18 dexterity.
I have 20 charisma.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Like I said, I was almost going to go that route, but then I was like, why not take sharpshooter? Because the attack bonus is so high that I could use it a lot. And I haven't yet, but I think I might start using it for every shot.
Yeah, I don't really. The extra strength would be minimal for my character, so I didn't worry about it.
Absolutely.
I just noticed my character's picture, their hair is actually stained red with blood at the bottom.
It is. That's awesome.
It's
That's
just
cool.
a coincidence.
Gamera the Beast.
Yeah, man.
Be right
He's
back.
like genuinely insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's that was a good round for us. It was a very good round for us.
I love rogues so much. And they're just ridiculous in 5e.
Yeah, that was almost what I did today, but then I didn't have enough time, so I just adapted a character I already had.
Yeah. I have like a million characters.
Yeah, I have a lot, but I just haven't made a straight rogue. I have a rogue blade singer that I almost did, which would have been pretty fun, but
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how he felt about the path that I took. I took that new Inquisitor that's in the UA Gothic, which is pretty neat. This was just the gear check. It's going to get crazier after this.
Yeah, man.
But definitely let's check out that body. Maybe it's got something good, at least the mage. And I'll definitely come over, either Dirge or I will come over and heal you up, so it should be okay.
Yeah. For someone who likes to be up close and personal, I don't have a huge amount of help. I have an okay amount of help, but not like as much as a. Yeah.
Because everybody took average, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
average. Okay.
What's your hit points?
What's your hit point total?
My
Me?
max, mine is 68.
Yeah, I'm a 68 as well.
Yeah, mine's not that way.
But That D10 makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I like that, Sam. I really like that first strike you made with all that flavor. It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
It was really smooth.
I try and make my turns as interesting as I can. You know.
Easy try.
Especially within a one shot. Like it's
Yeah.
difficult, but I always try and do some sort of character development.
Yeah. She's fairly fleshed out, but she was a
Curious,
beastmaster before.
I was curious how well our characters would know each other.
Yeah, I mean, if we've been traveling for a while, we'd know each other fairly well.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, cause like my character is like formerly from the Inquisition, you know. So I don't know.
Well,
I don't think my character knows what formal means.
Exactly. Very different backgrounds.
Yeah.
I don't know if George is directly from the Inquisition, but would obviously work with him a lot.
So is Bartholomew an acolyte then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. The Rosebud comes from a small village, but heard about the money, so came out here to get paid.
Would I know if you have the spell prestidigitation?
Yeah. You've seen him do little things, light campfires and put them out with a wave of the hand or whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Alright, is everybody back?
Yep.
Okay. So, you have put down these abominations, and they scatter the ground in front of you in pieces. However, yeah. So there are some stairs that go downwards in front of you behind this grand altar, flanked by were statues but are now like destroyed and mangled.
The bodies. Upon closer inspection, there's nothing illusory about these garments and clothing that they're wearing.
No.
Okay.
You think that they're probably the missing legionaries that were mentioned.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I mean, do I recognize any of them as a member of the Inquisition?
You might recognize the Inquisitor. He's kind of a dick, so.
Oh, okay.
You might not anymore because you blew his head up.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit.
But Rosebud grabs the torch out of the man that she stuck it into before, and goes over and starts to walk closer. Is there anything on these bodies? Is there anything of value or anything? Or
No, nothing
Okay.
interesting.
And if I was to look around the room, nothing in the room looks of value or of any interest to us.
You could take another look at that mural, that like wall engraving that was mentioned earlier.
Okay, what would you like me to roll for that? I wouldn't mind.
You could roll a history or religion.
Those are both awesome for me. We'll try that.
Um,
It's an 11, so I don't know anything, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can't glean anything new from it.
Yeah.
Bartholomew,
say that I'm gonna say
Yeah.
that I didn't know the Inquisitor because if I did, I wouldn't have blown his head off.
You probably have seen his face, but you don't know.
And before we go too far, I'd like to walk over to Garmer, and I look at him and I go, "You're not feeling so well, are you, buddy?"
And he's kind of just sitting there, deep breaths, kind of hands on his knees, just like, I am fine.
You don't look it. And then I look over at Dirge and I go, hey, either of us can.
Yes.
I think we need to help him.
I will handle it. Bartholomew, could you please remove this gore from my hair while I cleanse this person of his injuries?
And like as you're saying that, you see Bartholomew. He kind of like waves his hand. You see all the droplets of blood and sweat just kind of emerge off of his face in this weird curtain that seems to almost mimic the shape of his visage, and it just falls to the floor. And he would just wave his hand and do a similar thing, and all the blood would rise up out of your hair and fall onto the bloody floor.
Thank you, sir. And Dirge would place one hand upon the fighter, Gurmer, and heal him with the divine energy of Torm.
Okay.
And you recover 8 health as you can feel your wounds begin to knead and
Awesome.
put themselves back together. Is this better, or do you require more assistance?
And he would just nod and say, I'm fine.
Alright, I will believe you. Just please do not take any risks that are unnecessary.
So how does he look?
He looks okay. He still looks, a bit beaten up. He looks like he's just been in a fight, pretty much. But he's like, he looks kind of, he's standing up and his breathing's normal, and he seems, in control and sort of feeling all right.
All right. Are you guys all looking towards the downward stairway, or where are you looking right now?
I would like to look at the guys and go, I've got a suggestion. How about I make my way forward, with the stealth that that I have, and maybe I can see a bit.
What is the condition? You said there was an altar?
Yeah, there's an altar.
Is there anything on it? Anything around it?
The altar is basically split down the middle. There isn't anything on it. Surrounding it are some destroyed statues of the God Emperor. Let's see. It's basically like, think of like a messed up holy shrine.
But there's nothing inside of it. Like I wouldn't be able to look inside of it because I'm like 3 feet tall. But if some of the taller people came over and looked inside of it, is there anything to see inside there?
Down the stairs?
No, inside the altar.
Inside the altar?
You know what I mean?
No, it was solid marble and gold. Solid marble rimmed with gold, and it was just split in two by something that was either incredibly angry or incredibly strong.
Okay. I'd like to roll stealth and get over near the stairs and see if I can look down.
As you do that, I say, I can move quietly too, and I'd like to basically accompany her.
Yeah.
Okay. So you two roll stealth.
Okay.
That's a really good one.
24.
Yeah, I'm higher than that. 9 plus 7, 26.
Okay, yeah, you guys just like punch down and keep to the shadows and move down the stairs. As you move down the stairs, you see. Do either of you have dark vision?
I do.
I don't.
As a gnome, I have it.
I do not.
So the human just like kind of used to hunting in harsh and dark conditions. You follow the gnome's footsteps, even though they're incredibly quiet. You've
I
trained
think I'm
ears.
stealthy, but I can't see to tell whether or not.
Yeah,
I'm being
exactly.
stealthy. So I
And,
just assume.
So you go down the stairs for about 30 to 40 feet, and then you start seeing green specks ahead of you, flanking on the left and right.
Of course.
As you get closer, you can see that they are basically heads mounted on pikes. Like, not pikes, but like they're like old candelabras that like flank the way down, and they're like mounted on those, and you just see like their mouths like moving but not saying anything. They don't seem to notice your approach. As you do, you keep moving?
I stop a bit, and I let Garmer bump into me a little bit, and I look and I hold my hand up where his face would be, and just kind of put the fist up, really close, so that he can probably sense it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I give him right in his face kind of the one symbol. You know what I mean? Just hold on a second.
Yeah.
And then I would like to move a little bit further,
Okay.
just by myself, because I can still see. Do you want me to roll stealth again, or am I good enough with that? It's 26.
Yeah, you don't have to roll stealth again.
Okay. Because I know we stopped the movement, type deal thing. I know some people make you do it again. So.
Yeah, so you continue down past these heads, and we're gonna jump back to at the top of the stairs quickly. Dirge and Bartholomew, give me perception checks.
I haven't heard from them in quite a while, Bartholomew. I'm beginning to worry.
Bartholomew is not paying attention. He is just staring at this destroyed shrine to his god and this disgusting filth around him. Just like completely, his senses completely overcome with the carnage and the destruction and the complete desecration, as I get a 5 on my perception.
Okay.
Dirge got a 6. No, I'm sorry. 6 on the perception, and you see that they're clearly worried about their companions as they're readjusting their helmet, completely oblivious to what is going on around them.
All right, so you guys are looking at this destroyed altar, just patiently or anxiously awaiting the return of your allies. When you hear a subtle shuffle that you just kind of like slipped your mind. You're focused on the task at hand and destroying this evil, and then you hear another shuffle, and when you turn around, all 6 of these thralls are engaged with you.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
staring into your eyes, and they just say, their mouths moving in unison with the overtone, just saying, "We are eternal. Before us, you are nothing. Your extinction is inevitable." And they're just like saying this, their mouths moving as they come towards you and try to rip into you. "We are the end of everything." And yeah, you're gonna have to roll initiative.
Wonderful.
So as you roll initiative, you can roll me an investigation check, because you've been like staring at the altar and like the way downwards.
Oh, and nat 20 the investigation.
Oh, so you get a nat 20. You just like realize that the sconce next to the downward stairs is a switch to a hidden door. So, like, if you wanted to, you could probably like run in, pull the sconce, close the door.
I'm
these
assuming
guys
you
are-
don't want me and Rosebud to roll initiative.
No, you guys are down
Yeah, we're quite far away, I'm assuming.
there. You can roll me perception checks though.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll at disadvantage because it's dark,
Yes.
or?
Yeah.
Alright.
I am a fan of this die tonight.
Okay. Perception.
You know what? You don't have to roll at disadvantage, just straight up, because you could probably hear it.
It was a difference. It was a difference of 1 point. There's a
20.
15.
Okay.
24.
Yeah, you hear like a scuffle at the top of the
At
stairs.
the top of the stairs.
Yeah. Okay. So initiative, you probably beat their decks. Yeah. So these guys are on you. The mage with its head just like split in half, but you can still see the eyes. Like it's almost like
Oh, it's the same 6. That's awesome.
yeah, it's the same 6. Yeah, his head's like split in half, and you just see the eyes on each half, just like staring into your soul like some sort of fucked up hammerhead shark. Yeah, but Dirge and Bartholomew, you leap into action and actually beat them in initiative.
Disengage.
I will say that Dirge has no idea what you're talking about.
So Dirge, it's your turn.
Yes, there's 6 of them, and I imagine most of them are looking at me, I would hope.
Yeah, 5 of them are in melee range with you, and the mage is behind them.
Okay, you'll see Dirge pause for the briefest of moments, and they will raise their hand again. Torm, grant me the power to endure. Please shield me. And you see their body begins to glow as a shield of faith envelops them, and they take a dodge action, blocking the incoming assault with their shield as they prepare to be ran over by a small army of disgusting creatures.
Okay. Bartholomew, it is your turn. They're just like clustered in front of you,
Okay.
grabbing and swinging and trying to kill both of you.
So they're like right in front of me.
Yep.
Okay, Bartholomew doesn't like this. Doesn't
Yeah,
like this.
they're like clustered.
All right. So are they like in a line, like horizontally, or are they just
If you were to lightning bolt them, you'd be able to hit 3 of them.
Okay, because that's what I want to do.
I love that Dan just instantly knows. He doesn't be like, yeah, the
So
you know.
how are they positioned? You can hit 3 of them. So that is what I intend to do.
Okay.
So
Dex saves.
yep. Oh, 8d6. I'm just
Crit
gonna
on
use
the
that
first
bone for
one.
this.
Fail.
Bones is good, man.
All right. 32
Okay.
plus 5.
So the mage fails, but the 2 knights pass.
Okay. The mage takes 37 points of damage.
Kill it again.
So
the other
it's like he turns around, he sees it's right in front of him, and he's just like, nope. Boom.
Yeah, you kill the mage instantly, just like zapping a gigantic hole in it and making it go flying like a rag doll. And you fry the 2 of them in front of you, bloodying them in 1 hit.
Yeah, they'll both take. What's that for 37?
I just called it 19.
16.
Okay.
It's 18 damage.
Yeah.
18. Alright.
Okay.
After I do that, I'm just going to fly back up into the air again. So I'll risk an opportunity attacks that'll cause.
Yeah, 2 of them are gonna get opportunity attacks on you.
Alright.
1 hits. Oh Christ. Second one crits.
This was a mistake.
Yeah.
Mistakes were made.
First one does 7 damage. Second one does 12 damage.
Ah, ouch. So that's 19 total.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
Alright, so you take to the air and they just like slash at your legs. One of them just like stabbing up through your foot and then ripping it back up as you fly. It is now their turn. Seeing that Dirge is the only one within melee range.
Oh shit, sorry, Dirge.
5 attacks.
That's gonna be 10 attacks.
Oh, shit.
They're all at
Oh,
disadvantage.
I'm so sorry.
They all have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that would have been a crit. Miss. Miss.
I'm feeling
Thank
confident.
you, disadvantage.
10
Miss.
misses.
I'm gonna roll this in bones because it's
This is gonna take the rest of my life.
You're only throwing down 20 dice. Come on now.
yeah, only 20. I don't think bones even does that much. Hold up, wait a minute.
Those misses still count, by the way.
Yeah. The first 2 miss their attacks, so you have
Only 3 more to go.
you have 6 more attacks to go.
I'm liking my odds.
Miss,
3
hit.
ones.
Well,
Hit.
What is that?
Well,
What is
no. The hit is a 23.
it? 23 is a hit. Yes.
Oh wait, no, 22. Because disadvantage.
22 is a miss.
That's a miss. Okay, so miss, 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 double crit fail. Miss.
Wait, so did every attack miss?
He has there's one more guy who has to make his attacks.
Dirge is just like standing there, and they're all
Yeah.
just bouncing off of you.
You see,
Miss. They all miss.
you see
Oh,
Dirge.
God.
You see Dirge just slapping these creatures away with the shield as they just keep parrying these attacks and blocking. And the shield just vibrates as they strike against it, unable to pierce
Dude,
the
you're
divine
just
barrier.
You're blocking all of them like Tim Howard.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So if Rosebud and Grimir are not stealthing, it'll take them 1 round to get back. So this will be their round to get back, and then they can roll initiative.
Yeah, I'd like to just start running.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Yeah.
would I.
So this turn you're running back, and you get to the top.
Rolls anyway.
Yeah, give me initiative.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Let's say, forgot. Where'd my sheet go? There it is. 12.
That's an 8 for me.
Okay, perfect. So you guys get to the top, and you just see Dirge getting frickin' mobbed by a bunch of the guys you just killed. Like, they're missing hands, and like they're just all messed up, but they're still attacking savagely.
Did we see this awfulness of their attacking?
You just missed it. So you're afraid for Dirge's life with all those monsters trying to get at him.
Otherwise, he'd be like, "All right, see you tomorrow."
Yeah, it's like, you guys got it.
You'll be fine.
Got this. It's all good. We're gonna make
snooze.
Dirge, it is your turn.
Alright, seeing these foul creatures attempting to overwhelm me, and I hear the faint footsteps of my companions behind me, I simply take the same action, defending myself, attempting to prevent their rush towards my companions.
Okay. So, dodge,
By
disadvantage.
the power of Torm, you will not pass.
Okay. Bartholomew, you're flying above these guys. There's 5 of them. And they're just like in a mob surrounding Dirge.
Right. I don't have enough area effect spells. Alright. How many of them could I hit with another lightning bolt?
3 of them without hitting Dirge.
Well, what if he was to move better? I mean,
Probably missed it.
sorry, shut up.
If Dirge were to move away and
Dirge would
like,
not move away.
take all the opportunity attacks, you could hit all of them. But he already did his turn.
Alright. Well, to avoid being a broken record, I'm going to do something different. So he just kind of propels himself upward, kind of like almost like Iron Man. He's just shooting these two bolts of lightning down from his palms and shooting himself upward. And these two knights slash at his legs, and he lets out this scream as he ascends above. And then he looks down, and you see the lightning kind of fizzle out, and he's just frozen there for a moment. And then there's ice, and it just kind of creeps up his fingers, and then down again as I'm twinning my Ray of Frost cantrip.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and hit the two that
And you're
look
just
most
like
injured.
you're attacking straight up, or
Just straight up, yeah.
okay. Roll. You're attacking two different ones, right?
Yeah.
If it's like a monster ability, do you roll twice, or is it just like once? I think
would
it's twice.
say for the fear,
Yeah, it's not fear, but it's similar.
I would roll once around. Because there's like 5 of them.
Yeah,
Like that,
roll-
that means
roll
you have to roll
once.
5 times to do anything.
Yeah, just roll once.
Alright. Is this a charisma save?
Yep.
Alright. I passed. That's so 27.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you have a fucking paladin with you. God damn it. All right. Go ahead.
Alright, the first one, oh, that's two 19s in a row. The first one is going to be a 27 to hit.
Yeah.
And the second one is going to be, that's probably going to be a miss, that's 6 plus 8, 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Alright, so the first one is going to take 2d8 frost damage, and I still can't find my d8, so I'll just roll it here. And he'll take 8 points of frost damage.
Okay. Yeah, you just see the frost just like overtake him, but he just like breaks free and continues his assault. All right. 2 of them are gonna try to knock you out, like pull you down and grapple you. So give me 2 athletics checks.
Can I fly higher than?
No, not you. Not you.
Oh, okay.
Dirge.
Okay. So 2 grapple checks.
Yeah, so an 2 athletics.
Alright, the first one is a 16 and the other one is a 26.
Okay, so one of them pushes you over, and the other one up does not grapple you. So like one of them just like swings at your leg and like takes it out from under you, and the other one tries to grab at you, but you just like hold it up and keep it at bay. And the other 3 are going to attack normally. I'm gonna do this in bones because there's a lot.
That's 3 or 6 normal
So
attacks.
yep, 6 normal attacks. Alright. 24, and the rest are misses. So 1 hit.
Okay.
Kylan is, buddy. Crazy, crazy.
Does 8 damage. So like one of them just like slashes at your hip and catches you under the armor, but the rest of them are just pointlessly scratching at you. It is Rosebud's turn.
Okay.
See the paladin go down.
I see. Okay. But he's laying on the ground, right?
Yeah, he's laying on the ground.
Okay. So now, where are they positioned?
So
Maybe
they're
because,
all
think
around the
about
paladin.
They're all around the paladin, like in a circle, like he's in the middle
Like
of it.
in a circle, and they're like picture as a bunch of zombies trying to eat a horse or something.
Yeah. I gotcha. Well, I feel good that he could probably be okay with this. I'm going to cast Hail of Thorns. And, let me make sure how that works. Okay, so, next time I hit a creature with a ranged attack spell, this does 1d10. Okay, so each creature within 5 feet needs to make a dexterity saving throw, and the creature takes 1d10 on a fail save, or half as much on a successful one. So
Okay.
I will aim. I can't do my hunter's mark because they're both concentration spells. So I'm going to concentrate on this first. I'm going to shoot one. Are any of them damaged?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to shoot one with sharpshooter and the Tail of Thorns. And I'm going to do that right just a second. That is a 15 plus 4, so 19. Because it's not
yeah, that
with
hits.
the -5. Okay. So the first guy takes a d6. He was already damaged, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so d6, which is max damage 6, and 8 for both my rolled dice, plus 10, which is 18, and then I roll my d10 to see what everybody else takes. Oh, but you got to do your
I got a
dexterity
21.
saves. Okay, so you save. It's against my DC, right?
Yes.
It's 13.
Okay.
Still take half, right?
So I'm gonna say
Yeah,
like
you still
all
take
of them have to make this save.
Okay.
So first one fails, second one fails, fail. Jesus. Pass. Fail.
Okay, so 7 is the damage. So they either take 3 or 7. Or 4 or 7, right?
Okay, so
Three.
you kill
Always round down.
the one that you hit with the initial arrow.
Uh-huh.
And what does it look like when like the spell goes off?
Okay, so she again prays to her mother, and the bow glows a little bit, and you can clearly see on the outside of it says rain, and it goes down kind of like those LED things where it goes rain and it goes each letter going down, and then on the arrow you see it kind of just clumps with a whole bunch of looks like little arrows on the front of it. And she shoots it up in the air, and it lands right into the neck of the guy that it hit, killing him instantly. But then, as it's coming down and the arrow comes down, it breaks into 1,000 pieces, and it lands all in front of everybody, including, unfortunately, my friend. And like I said, they take 7 damage if they missed, or 4 damage if they didn't.
Okay. Also, I forgot to make you do a charisma check, so just do it at the end of your turn.
That's
So
fine.
your charisma.
That is a whoa 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm frozen
So-
right now.
Yeah, you are not going to be able to attack next round.
Okay.
Dirge, are you? What kind of paladin are you?
I am a paladin of devotion.
Devotion. Is your I forget, what is their aura against?
Mine is against undead.
Undead. Okay. These aren't necessarily undead.
They're clearly not alive.
Yeah, they're
And
more
they're clearly
like
not dead.
they're like
exactly.
yeah. They're like marionettes almost.
Oh, I see.
Like constructs.
Yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're not.
Flesh golems.
Yep.
Are those
They're-
dead? I have to check now.
It's basically something is using their bodies as
But they haven't actually been returned.
yeah.
Ah.
So they're
that's
like
creepy.
flesh puppets, I guess. Alright. But I was just asking because like I know ancients have like an aura against like spells or whatever. So I didn't know if like this isn't a fear effect. So I don't know if
I give my allies +5 to all saves, and
Oh,
they
right.
also receive immunity to charm if they're within 10 feet.
Okay.
Is it magical in nature though?
The effect? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, then I get advantage against that
Okay.
because of the gnome ability. That second time I'll pass with a 17 on the die.
Yeah, that passes. Okay. Grimir.
I should have asked that a while ago. Sorry.
Sorry.
All right. So is Dirge like he's been knocked over, right?
Yeah, he's on the ground, just like holding one of them up, and it's just like gnashing its messed up
All right.
face at him.
I'm kind of you see him kind of start, going to that place in his mind. That's the kind of where he goes when he gets into a fight, essentially, and he would I think charge for the one on Dirge,
Okay.
kind of provoking any number of opportunity attacks. He wouldn't really care. He would just be basically attempting to these people.
You're jumping in the pile.
Yeah.
You wouldn't get
Oh,
any opportunity attacks, but you would get engaged with all of them.
You'd get a charisma save though.
Yeah, and a charisma save.
That's going to be a 18.
That passes.
Okay. And then it would just be with the axes just hacking at.
I forgot to. Sorry.
I would just be hacking at the one who's basically trying to eat him.
Okay. If you hit, you're gonna kill that one.
All right. Well, that's 2 hits and a miss.
Yeah, you hit it.
23s and a 9. Okay.
And you strike at another one.
Yeah. So I get basically one more hit. And I'm assuming because it's my second hit, I wouldn't get sneak attack, so it'd just be the D8.
Yeah.
So that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
It'd almost be kind of.
You actually kill that one as well.
Oh, so it would be kind of hitting kind of the base of the neck on the one that's attacking Dirge, like make sure it's dead, and then kind of without actually even removing my axe from its back, kind of basically pivot on one foot, turn and just put my axe in the side of the head of another one, and then I'd just kind of be standing there awkwardly with 2 things attached to my axes that I can't quite get off.
Nice.
Rob, I love your combat descriptions. Those are gold.
Thanks, man.
Alright, so you just like cull the herd, and now there are 3 left. It is Dirge's turn. Dirge, you just had the one that was like, that pushed you down, demolished.
Yeah. Dirge is on the ground, surrounded by all these creatures that are attacking, and they have a brief flashback to their past. They can see themselves on the ground. They are surrounded by drow children who are all heckling them, laughing at them, calling them strange names like mutt and hybrid and just filthy creatures. And they can feel their punches as they land across their face, bruising it, darkening it with terrible bruises. But out of nowhere, a strange person, some weird human woman, appears and pries the children off of them, only to be beset by their own attacks. And Dirge can feel a tear dropping down their face as they stand back up and look upon these creatures with the purest of malice in their hearts, as they raise a morning star and level it upon these disgusting, foul creatures attempting to gain some fake measure of revenge.
Alright.
That's a 24 and a 21.
Yeah, they both hit.
And are these injured or are they not injured?
They're slightly injured.
Alright, you would just see this.
Everything would have to be a little injured.
Yeah, you'd see this morning star just.
I just did an
Smashed.
AoE spell that kind of hit everything.
Yeah, they got hit by the
clumped into one, so I
Yeah.
shot an arrow that split into a whole bunch of little arrows, and it hit everything no matter what.
So that's 16 damage as Dirge just clubs this
If
creature.
anything was injured, I was like, it has to be at least a little bit injured.
As Dirge stands up and clubs this creature sideways, and then with a backhand slaps across its face again. And after doing that, they kind of
Is that a
control
total of 16?
16, yes.
Okay.
And afterwards, they kind of contort their back and they reach for it and they pull out these strange needles that they have no idea where it came from. Well, what is this? They have needles? What kind of monsters are these? That'll be my turn.
Okay. Bartholomew, there are 3 left. Dirge just like knocked the shit out of one of them, almost killing it, but it's still fighting.
All right. How far is this commotion from the little sconce that leads to the hidden door?
Like 20 feet away or so.
Okay. All right. And is there some sort of mechanism in this sconce?
It's like one of those generic pull the lever, and it is also a torch, but super secret switch. To you, it just seems like super obvious that it's like a switch, but to everybody else, they probably haven't noticed it. So it's
Okay.
like, yeah.
All right. So it's the classic pull the torch and. All right.
Yep.
So there's 3 of them left. All right. Well, I want to end this. So Bartholomew will it'll fly like sort of almost 30 feet away, and it looks almost like he's fleeing out of the temple, and he kind of disappears into the darkness. And then you see a flash of light, and he's just shooting along the ground, his belly just a few inches from the floor, and his whole body is just encased in lightning. And then just as he is just 30, 35 feet away, he just suddenly stops and just goes straight upright, and the bolt of lightning just shoots from his whole person, straight from his chest. And I'm just going to try and hit as many of them as I can without injuring the paladin.
You can hit all of them.
All right.
So
That was kind of a long, convoluted description. So.
Fail. Fail. Pass, but it's probably gonna die. Good.
All right. That is 28.
Yeah, you just frickin' destroy all of them. What does it look like?
Yeah, so this bolt of lightning just shoots from my chest, and it hits the first one, and it just arcs to the second, arcs to the third, and they all just kind of convulse, and their body almost like shrivels and burns and cooks, and then they just fall to the ground suddenly as the lightning disperses. And Bartholomew kind of wavers there in the air for a moment, almost looking like he's trying to find his ground, and then he actually does as he steps back down on the floor.
Alright.
All right, rather quickly, Rosebud would like to just strike and walk over to all of them, pull out Pain of the 2 of his daggers, which is silvered,
Okay.
and he's gonna stab. She's gonna stab every one of them into the head.
Okay, so as you're like stabbing them in the head, their eyes are still open, and the ones with mouths are speaking, and they're just saying like, and as you're like stabbing them in the head, a voice is taken away from this chorus. They're saying, "There is a realm of existence so far beyond your own, you cannot even imagine it. I am beyond your comprehension."
But every time I hit
And you
one,
just, like-
the voice gets
Yep.
smaller and smaller and smaller. So
Yeah, until there's only one left, you just stab it as it finishes.
Okay, but before I stab that one, okay, I look at it and I look it right in the face, right in the eyes, and I go, "You're gonna go back there right now, and it's gonna be very painful." And I show it the side of my blade, and then I stab it in the forehead.
And you just see it like grin with broken teeth as you finish it off.
Do you read?
Yeah. I don't care if it reads or not, but it still says pain in common.
Yeah.
Garma would like look at that and be like, "That is really cool," and just start hitting things with his axe, like hitting dead bodies with his. Not,
I-
not to any purpose, just because
Not knowing
someone
it,
else is doing it, and he's like, I always wanted to do this, but I thought everyone would look at me weirdly.
You see Bartholomew looking at you very weirdly.
Right. and then I don't notice until you get to that last body that you're doing that, and I just look up at you and I go, "Have at it, my friend," and I back up. And let you
like-
defile the last body. You know, not knowing that I had a specific reason why I did that. You know what I mean?
Or-
he didn't have that reason, of course.
Bartholomew would go over to Dirge and kind of, you know, if you know, is your character a he or she?
You do not know.
Oh, okay. All right. I figured.
Don't
All right. So, Bartholomew would just go help Dirge up, if he's like not fully recovered after having been mobbed by zombies.
Yeah, you would see Dirge stand up, and they would look over to their hip that's been thoroughly scratched up by this horde of thralls, and they would gingerly touch it, and you would see their hand glow. And the wound would close up ever so slightly, and they would look across to you, and they would say, "Are you okay?"
Am I okay? Are you okay?
Yes, I have the divine powers of a deity protecting me. Such creatures could never bring harm to me. And you could tell that they're kind of lying, not lying, but trying to seem a bit tougher than they are.
That's very good. It looked like they swallowed you whole.
I do not believe they could ever swallow me whole. My armor is near impenetrable.
It's like,
They would choke on it before they could ever hope to devour me.
I'm very proud of herself. Rosebud would boast and say, "Well, it was my arrow that started the fight for all of that." And she would kind of do that whole like really proud of herself, and then before you even got to talk, she'd start walking back down the stairs.
And
Bartholomew would call out after you, "Hold up a minute."
Okay, and right, kind of that like kind of comic thing, like, you know, kind of walk backwards, turn and look at you and go, "May I help you?"
Bartholomew would go over to this torch sconce and he would pull the lever.
Pull the lever,
Yes, it's a trap.
and it just closes.
Well, how do you expect us to get down there now, Bartholomew?
you could always pull the
Did you pull
switch
it
with
again?
the rope.
Yes.
oh, because it was already pulled. Yeah.
And it opens again.
Is
You
this
see a
the
sconce on the
stairway
other
down?
side as well.
There's a sconce on the other side?
Yep.
Oh, so like
So
we could close the door behind us.
yes.
Yep.
Okay.
But I don't think they're going to be bothering us. Payne took care of the issue, I believe.
Well, and he kind of points to the wizard whose head he exploded.
But also still is defiled because I stabbed it and then goes and went ape shit on it. So, like,
He's still like just laying into the nearest one.
Rosebud, give me a perception check.
yeah, absolutely.
Do you want us all to make perception checks, or
No.
Are you guys like? Yeah.
Not-
If you feel like you're just not looking at the stairs, go ahead.
Yeah, not interested. It's a 10.
Yeah, it's obvious that like one of them like twitched or something.
And I just, when it twitched, I just pounced. You know, two-handed with Payne in the hand, and just went at it again, right? And then just went ape shit on it. Because it's got to be one of the ones that he wasn't going ape shit on, and I just go ape shit on it.
Yeah, and as
And
you like, you go ape shit on it, another one starts twitching that you aren't
Rose.
going ape shit on.
Rosebud, one of these came back after its head exploded. I do not believe that you have the capabilities to end its grip on the thrall.
Just behind you, you just hear like thwack, thwack.
And she's
you've had your fun. Now move along.
Right, and she's covered in is it regular blood or is it like black ichor? Like what is?
It's
what
like
is it?
black old blood.
Okay, and she's looks just enthralled and almost like rubbing it off her face, so like there's now like a handprint like halfway through it, where you can see her face through it, and she goes, "It's never, ever, ever over, my friend. There's always going to be something else to hunt. But I'm not a stupid woman, so let's do this. Let's go through that door and fucking close it." And she starts walking towards the stairs.
As you do that with the blood, there's just a crack of lightning, and the entire room is just filled with this white light and thunder, and then it goes silent again. And Bartholomew just looks at you, and he says, "These were my brothers. These were loyal men of the Empire."
Well, they're not loyal to us now, she says, and she begins to walk down the stairs. Like, not interested in your conversation, absolutely rude to you. And says, "But they're not anymore," and walks down the stairs. And she knows like a good distance down the stairs of how far she can go, and hopes that one of you closes that door on the way down. Not interested in you at all, and not to be rude. You know what I mean, to be rude. You know what I mean, I'm not being rude to you, Sam, but to be rude. Not interested. Wants to get as far away from these things as she possibly can, and walks down the stairs.
Okay. So, do you bring the light source?
I would have grabbed the light source. That's a great idea. If not, I do have more torches if you'd like me to light another.
Okay. So you guys bring a light source. I'm guessing Bartholomew closes the door behind you.
And you're gonna grab your lantern, I'm assuming, Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go through the door, closes behind you, and you go into the darkness. As you carry forth, you start hearing whispers. As you get closer,
and as
Rosebud is not surprised.
Right. And I explained to him. I said, I heard this before. It seems to be okay. And I told up the flame to close to one of them so I can see it better.
Yeah.
Again, I'm really short, so I don't know how high it is.
And you can,
unfortunately, being a gnome, you have to ask it a lot. You know what I mean? Can I see it well enough? Is it really animated, or is it just seem to be another one of these tricks?
Yeah, you can definitely hold your torch up to it and see that it's assumably like about 24 of these heads just like stuck on candelabras as you go down. They have like crew cuts like Empire soldiers.
Okay.
And as you walk, they just like whisper in your ears, just saying, "Your lives are measured in years and decades. You wither and die. We are eternal. The pinnacle of existence. Before us you are nothing. Your existence is pointless. Extinction. Inevitable." And as you're walking and like passing them, you just hear echoing.
And I look to Bartholomew and I go, "Do you know any of these?"
These what?
Do you know any of these faces? Are these your friends again?
Do you know any soldiers?
Any soldiers?
Do you know soldiers well? I don't know.
Well, he's kind of like a Inquisitor type character, so you probably wouldn't have interacted with soldiers that much. More with the priestly and the Inquisitors, foot soldiers. He wouldn't have interacted with them very much.
So, you don't recognize them.
So Rosebud wants to try something, and she wants to try the very first one that we come to. I want to try to see if I put the torch to it, if I can set it on fire.
Set it on fire?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can do that. You do it.
I'm going to do it to all 12 of them as we walk down.
Do it to all 12 of them?
Do they talk still as I set them on fire?
Yeah, they keep talking.
Oh, they keep talking, but it does light up the whole area pretty well, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they're candelabras, so like
there's good lighting.
I was just trying to make more light, to tell you the truth. You know what I mean? So now we can see quite well at this point, right?
Yeah, you just hear them yelling, like yell whispering. Millions of years after your civilization has been eradicated and forgotten, we will endure.
Yeah, and as he's lighting them all on fire, and they're all screaming, Bartholomew sighs and just whispers quietly to himself, "Rest in peace, soldiers."
Yes,
Yeah, they're not peaceful.
let's not dwell here.
Well,
too
but
long.
they're being burned, so some sort of cremation.
Please refrain
so-
from your more carnal desires to maim and desecrate their corpses. They have no choice in the current situation.
And as I said to Dirge, it wasn't desecration. I was just trying to create more light source.
I don't believe that you wish to be used as a light source upon your death.
And she just giggles a little bit and begins to walk forward a little more.
So, yeah, as you keep going, with their taunting fading away into a distant echo, you reach the bottom of the stairs, and
There's a glow of light behind us.
yeah, there's a glow of light coming from higher up in the stairway, and it eventually like pitters out as the fuel has been used up. You come upon some catacombs. You can all give me perception checks, or just use your passive perception.
Perception, my strong suit.
Passive.
21.
21. So,
Passive is 15.
let's see. If you got over 15, you notice that there is like a broken down section of the brick wall on your right. It's rather large, but it seems like there is a tunnel that continues that way, as well as the catacombs proper that continue the other way. And you notice that the ground is extremely damp, muddy, and there's just like this effervescent slime and misty humidity that permeates the air. Seems to be thicker going
is it still
through that
terribly
hole.
funky down here? Is it
Oh,
terribly smelly?
it's pretty damn funky.
Okay.
Even worse
as part
than
of
you
her,
would think.
yeah, as part of her armor, she has like the ninja thing, and she pulls it up over the part of her face. So she
It doesn't
tries
help
to-
much.
Yeah, and she's just trying to help herself as much as she can.
Yep.
And she looks at the party. Now it's a little muffled, you know what I mean? But she says, "Gentlemen," and then she looks a little bit at Dirge, and says, where do you think we should go?" And then I look at my party members again. Does everybody look pretty okay, health-wise?
Theirs looks almost normal.
Okay.
So, did everyone notice the thing on the other path?
As long
Yes.
as you're above 15.
It
So,
appears
yeah,
that
I'm
there
guessing
is
somebody
an
would have pointed it out
alternative
too.
path.
Yeah. So so just to start off with, like everyone kind of stops and looks at it, and I just keep walking. Kind of not having noticed, and then after like a few steps, I'd like stop and be like, "Oh yeah, I noticed that," and sort of come up behind so that no one noticed that I was
That you didn't notice.
Yeah, that I didn't see it originally.
You would notice that Bartholomew has some blood kind of trickling down his legs.
Okay. And Garmer, he's not 100%, but
Yeah, he didn't take any. No one hit him in that last fight. He's seeming
yeah.
pretty alright.
All right. I look at Bartholomew, and I cast. I don't know if that's a good idea yet. Is he rough, Sam? And I'm not trying to, you know what I mean?
Healing
rough?
would be a good
He's not.
idea.
He's
right now.
not. Well, he is bloody.
saying.
He's not
Okay.
bloody.
He has bloodied. Okay. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level, and we'll go from there. So that is at 2nd level. What is that? I've never done it. Give me just 1 second. Make sure I do it right.
Bartholomew, I apologize for.
I think it's 2d8 plus your spell mod.
Those creatures to harry you. I should have been paying more attention.
Modifier, so 2d8 plus 5. Give me just a second. There we go. So that's 8 plus 2. So 10. You heal 10.
Awesome.
All right. So are you going to continue to follow the catacombs or go through this hole?
I'd like to look at, again, continue the conversation I was trying to have, and say, do you think we should follow the hole here? And if we look down the hole, how far can I see down there? Because I have dark vision.
You can see to the edge of your dark vision, and it just seems like it continues past that.
It just continues.
We
Yeah.
should investigate that first. We do not want anyone sticking up behind us.
It is. It's right here, so I think that's a wise decision.
Okay. Yeah, it's a narrow tunnel.
But how
you guys
tall?
go that way. It's about 10 feet tall,
Okay.
about 10 feet wide.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a wise decision for us to go down there, fellas. What do you think?
Yes, let's go. I will lead the way.
And you guys can give me an investigation check. If you're a dwarf, you get stone.
Stone cunning.
Stone cunning.
I got an 8.
Yeah, you're like cool tunnel.
14.
13.
The 14.
6.
The 14 thinks that something big and not human dug this, and it was recent.
And it was recent?
Yeah.
Bartholomew would share that information with the rest of the party.
Yeah. Does it look like okay, from see, I can't ask that question because I don't know it. Does it look like it went in, or does it look like it came out?
It looked like it came out.
It came out.
It looks as though it's not like claws or anything. It looks almost like something was like eating its way through almost.
Like a tunneling machine?
Kind of like that.
it?
Only
Yeah.
From my years in the Underdark, I remember there being some sort of burrowing, gigantic creatures. I don't believe we should fight them. It would be very reckless.
Yeah, but what is?
you don't think it
I would just scoff at the notion that we would avoid fighting something. I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like.
But at the same time, I look. Rosebud looks very quickly at Dirge and goes. But it looks like it may have come out of here. So I don't know if we have a choice. And she just kind of does the shoulder shrug a little bit.
And you can see Dirge shaking just a little bit, and they pause for a moment, and they say, "Whatever happens, as long as I'm in the front, we should be okay."
Okay.
We have a mission. We have to find what has desecrated this temple. And we have to destroy it. This could very well be that. We press onward. We do our duty.
Alright, so you go down through this tunnel. So as you continue down into the darkness, only accompanied by the piddling light sources that you've brought along with you, you go down and down the incline, coming deeper, the tunnel getting narrower and wider and narrower. You've been traveling for about an hour when you hear the rushing of water coming from before you. and faint light.
Am I the only one with dark vision?
I'm a human.
I don't know.
I have dark vision.
So we've got like I think it's you and the paladin,
Okay.
but the rest of you can make that out and you can hear it. Seems like you made it to the end of the tunnel.
Right. I'm just more interested to know. Can I see out into the? Is there another chasm there? Is that what?
Yeah.
Is it just...
So you continue down the tunnel until you can see out into this grand cavern. There's a large black lake, and the ceiling of this cavern is just like covered in bioluminescent mushrooms and algae. So it's just like it's almost bright in there. Like when you look in, your pupils just like pinch back in and it hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's that thing that dark vision does, that it's too bright for that moment, so we can't see well. So then, after my eyes adjust, how does it go a different direction again, or is it just an opening?
And once your eyes adjust, you just get this sinking feeling in your stomach. You can't quite place what it is, but this place is not something that... It just gives you an uneasy feeling. You can't really explain why.
The heebie-jeebs.
Yeah.
I imagine my character might have the vaguest idea of what this is. And
you can roll a nature check.
Yeah. I would absolutely love to do that.
Good.
that's an 18.
18.
Yeah, I'm 19.
Yeah, you guys don't think that's a demon. It's
I do
definitely
not
a demon.
think. Okay.
It is definitely not a demon. This
Okay,
is something far older.
Can I can use an action. Well, do I want to do this? All right. I could use primeval awareness.
Okay.
I could use an action
What
to
does that
expend
help
a
you?
ranger. Yeah. I could use an action to expel a spell slot, and for 1 minute per spell slot that I expend, I can check within a mile of me or 6 miles if I'm in my favorite terrain, which I am because I'm in the forest. I can check for either aberrations, dragons, elementals, fays, fiends, and undead.
Okay, you have to pick one?
It doesn't feature. This feature doesn't reveal the creature's location. It just tells me if they're around.
You definitely know it's not a fiend, fey, or dragon.
Okay.
I will, just because I can do it so casually, you would see Dirge pause for a moment and concentrate as they would use their divine sense to see if there's celestials, fiends, or undead within the nearby area.
You don't feel the presence of any of those, but you still have this like acrid taste in the back of your mouth as if something foul is close by. But it's definitely not one of those three that you've tried to sense for.
So because all right, so I have a 1 out of 2 chance to find out what this might be. I'm gonna go with aberrations because I don't think it's a dragon.
Okay, so like right as you are about to use your spell slot, you just all simultaneously feel this presence in the center of your mind, and it just says in a deep, resounding voice, "Fools, you fumble in incomprehension. And you just see like movement just underneath the water.
So,
Show yourself.
You touch my mind, fumbling in incompetence."
So did I have to use the spell slot or no?
No, you don't.
Okay.
Uh,
Thanks.
this thing just like reaches out to you, and I need you to give me a dexterity save, and roll. Everybody has to roll me initiative.
Is this
Dex
a,
save
You want a
and-
dex save for everyone.
No,
Add it.
just Rosebud.
make sure to add 5 to your roll.
Okay. So that's the plus 5 is 8 plus 7. No, sorry. The plus 5 is 18 plus 7 on top of that is 25.
Okay, yeah. You are standing like right at the threshold of this tunnel into this larger cavern, and a slithering tentacle came down from the top, hidden from your view, and like tried to grab you, but you just like dodge aside, and you just see like this gaping maw just like rise from the black water and regard you with hundreds of eyes. You just see the tentacles just like move underneath the black water and spread out. This is a huge creature. Roll initiative.
Some.
And it just says, resounding in your minds, "The cycle shall not be broken. The empire will fall, just like just like those before it."
Okay.
Alright, so we got... Yeah. It's gonna be... Grimmer? And... Okay. Rosebud. Then Dirge. Okay. Grimmer, you were the first to react as this thing reveals itself.
So it like pops its head out.
Yeah, it like pops out and like goes up into the shallows and like attempts to grab at you.
Well, I'm gonna
Just like reaching into the tunnel.
attempt to hit it multiple times.
Okay. So you run out and like strike at its tentacle, or do
Yeah.
you go straight for it?
No, I'm going straight for like the big head part.
All right. Yeah. You go out into the shallows and strike at it. So go ahead.
All right. I'm also going to use my action surge, and I looked this up just now, which gives me a total of 5 attacks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
No sneak attack.
No sneak attack yet. I'm going to use luck on my last point of luck on one of them. That's not very good anyway.
And this should be the last one for the day, right?
Yeah, that's it. So that's a 13, 16, 25, or 24, 25, and a 15.
The 24 and 25 hit.
Jeez, out of 5 attacks. Alright. Here we go. For 15 points of damage.
Alright. So Grimir just like does not give a fuck. He goes charging out after this thing, taking it head on. As you wade out into the shallows to face this thing, you feel rushing of water beneath you, pulling you towards it and out into the deep. Make me a strength check.
Okay. Saving
Strength
throw.
save. Yeah, strength save.
Uh,
You are not within 10 feet of the paladin.
okay. Natural 20.
All right, yeah, you stand firm as this like riptide pulls on you, and your feet like fall into this black sand, but you stand firm.
Yeah, so I feel like he kind of just, with his action surge, he just, wasn't looking and was just swinging wildly at this beast, and kind of one of the axes sort of got embedded in somewhere, and the other one kind of cut a slice, but one of them kind of got stuck, and he kind of used that to hold himself firm.
Yeah, you just like stab into this thing's slimy hide as its gigantic maw, filled with teeth like a remore eel or whatever. Like a lamprey. It has like multiple layers. It just like, and you just hear it in your mind, just like trying to invade it. Bartholomew, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm kind of hoping this thing doesn't have like legendary actions or saves.
Yeah, about that.
It has legendary saves if your spell is insta-kill.
Use the
Okay, I'll save that.
You're gonna be hard pressed to insta kill it, even with the polymorph.
All right.
That does make 20.
Are we still there?
Yeah, I think he dropped his dice to the floor.
Okay.
I'm back.
There you are. All right. So, all right. What he's gonna do is he is going to. Yeah, I'm gonna lightning bolt it. I'm going to use a bonus action to gain another 3rd level spell slot. So he's going to use up all of my remaining sorcery points. So I can get another 3rd level spell slot, and I'm going to try and hit him with the lightning bolt. Oh, actually, I don't need to. That's a save.
Yep, that's a dex save.
Yep, DC 16.
Okay. It fails.
All right.
You just take a full on in the face.
So it just takes 26 points. Actually, no, because those ones, I believe, will all of them be counted as 2? I have to check the feat now. Sorry,
Yeah.
I should have this written down.
Yeah, I know. They are counted as 2.
Yeah, alright. So that's going to be another 3, so 29 points, and it ignores resistance.
Very nice.
So he goes, show yourself, and this thing says that the Empire will fall, and you just see lightning kind of spark around his blue eyes as he hears this, and he just says, never. And as this thing emerges and opens its beak wide, it just swallows a thunderbolt.
Yeah, so you do that and you just nail it. And this thing just like shrieks in horror and anger, and it resounds in this cavernous grotto. It just says, what does he say? Oh, he says something. Yeah, he just says, die! And he's gonna use...
All 3 of its legendary actions.
No.
You just die.
Yeah, he is just going to attack Grimmer once and Bartholomew twice. He hits Grimmer with a 23.
Yep.
Ugh. He crits Bartholomew, and he misses.
Shit.
Alright, so Grimmer gets Was it 9, 14 damage.
Jesus.
Lovely.
And Bartholomew gets 23 damage.
Fuck.
And that is its turn.
Have you ever heard the phrase "mistakes were made"?
Yeah.
Too much.
Alright, it is
Is that me?
Rosebud's turn.
Okay. As a bonus action, I'm going to mark it, clearly. So we do that, and then it's been damaged, so I'll get Colossal. Seemed like a big number, though. I'm going to take my first shot with Sharpshooter and see what happens.
Okay.
Yes, sirree! That's a 19, plus 9 minus 4, so 28, 23?
23 damage? Or to
Yeah,
hit?
no, 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay. So that's 2d6 plus a d8 plus 6. 2d6 is 11. The d8 is a 4, so that's 15 plus 10 is 25.
Okay.
And then we'll see the second hit. I'm going to press my luck again. And that's a 14 plus 9, which would be
23.
23 minus 5 is
18.
18. Does that hit?
Yeah, the 18 hits.
Oh, yes! Alright, so I just hit the 2d6. Oh, lovely. Snake eyes. That's only 2. Oh, 12, because plus 10.
12.
Mm-hmm. And she,
12 damage.
yeah, 12 damage that time, and it was, I don't remember what the first number was, I'm sorry.
I got the first one.
Yep,
So,
and then I'd like to kind of move so I'm further away from where the tentacles are. If there's a place to kind of do that, even if it's up the tunnel some, so I can still see it, but...
Okay, but before you do that, he's going to try to strike at you. You're engaged with him.
Okay.
So if you try to... So he's going to use a legendary action to try to hit you.
Okay.
And then he's going to use his reaction to hit you if you move away.
Okay, I didn't realize
Still
that I was
away?
engagement, so I would not like to move away because I didn't realize I was that close.
Like, he's like a very long reach. It's like 25 feet.
Right, I got you. And that's as far as I can move, actually.
So that is going to hit.
Okay.
And that's going to be 10 damage.
Okay.
And do you move
Sir,
away?
I have another. No.
Okay.
I didn't realize. I thought that I was, in free movement range, so I was just trying to move. Sorry.
Dirge, it is your turn. Just like reaches out and slaps you against the side of the tunnel.
Thanks.
Yes, Dirge grabs their Morning Star and prepares to channel the divine power of their god. But as they see Bartholomew smashed roughly against the wall almost, they hesitate for just the briefest of moments and decide against their action as they run over immediately and place a hand upon Bartholomew's ravaged corpse of a body. And you can feel the divine energy of the deity flush through you. You can feel your bruised ribs starting to mend back to normal. And within just the briefest of seconds, you feel almost as good as new, as the touch of this paladin has healed you for 25 health.
Cool.
Oh god, thank you.
And with that, Dirge would walk into melee range with this beast, and you would see their Morning Star would begin to glow a bright, burning red as they cast magic weapon.
And what does the magic weapon turn into? Another morning star?
No, the weapon just becomes
Magic.
enveloped in magic.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying like that other spell. That
No.
Spiritual weapon.
Yeah, spiritual
Yeah,
weapon.
spiritual weapon.
And that's it.
All right. It is Gurmir's turn.
Well, you know what Garmir's gonna do. He's
Yeah.
he's just gonna
Go fucking ape shit, of course.
You stole my wife. You stole my throne.
everyone just steals stuff from him. But before that, he's gonna use his second wind to get a D10 plus 5. That's a 7. So that's 12 hit points.
Okay.
That's good.
Very nice.
Yes. And then he will just come down. Oh! That's a 20 and a 19, which, because I'm a champion, are both crits. And
Nice.
a 17 plus 6 is a 23.
Yeah, those all hit.
You don't get a third attack because you did second wind.
You're right.
Yeah,
No,
that's
you're right. So I will take off one of the crits, just because that's fair. Okay, so... and I do get sneak attack because Dirge is up close and personal.
Yes.
Okay.
Awesome. That was a question. That wasn't me just being like, and I do get sneak attack, I've decided.
Take
it! The first one is 9. Oh, that's good. 28. And the second one is 9. So that's 37 overall.
Nice. Bloody the thing.
Shit, 37.
Fucking
Nice
roads,
damage.
man.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's
Well, watch me get killed in one hit next time.
Yeah. So let's see. You just say,
Yeah, so I'm talking to it and saying, you know, it's you're worthless, you know, and I'm just saying, you know, screaming about what the guys have been saying, that, you know, you've taken everything from me, and then the last thing he's gonna say is just Kalk, which, if any of you have known him for any length of time, you would know is his brother's name, who, you know, stole his basically his whole life, as he just embeds the kind of final axe on this turn in, just kind of screaming, and he's sort of just screaming this name, and the axe goes in, and it kind of, you know, it's a big hit, and it hits one of the veins, and he's just sprayed in this thing's blood, you know, and it's like all in his mouth and up his nose and in his eyes because he's screaming, and it's just, you know, all over him, and it's disgusting.
it's just like black, soupy, green, and
Yeah, he just starts like coughing.
and
he's not
let's see. He says, "You just hear in your brains, you exist because we allow it." And Bartholomew has to make an intelligence save.
Add 5 to your save.
You aren't close to Bartholomew.
Oh, Bartholomew, my bad. I thought
Yeah.
you said the other way.
Wait, what? Sorry, I missed that. My
You have
my
to,
brother
you have
was
to make an
fucking-
intelligence save.
I
Sorry.
need to make an intelligence save.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay. Intelligence. What's my intelligence? Ah, it's a 12.
Yeah, you fail. You just feel like these writhing tentacles just like encircle you and like swallow you up, and you are under the effects of phantasmal force,
Oh shit!
and you take 6 psychic damage as these like tentacles like squeeze you and you can't see, and you just like you're suffocating.
Is this just like an illusion only I can see?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a lair action.
You guys would just see Bartholomew like clench up and like sort of stiffen, and there's lightning kind of running up and down his body, and kind of arcing out and shooting, but he's just completely like almost like paralyzed, trying to speak.
Mm-hmm. And Gurmir, you get inspiration for your description earlier.
Thanks.
Bartholomew, it is your turn.
I'm
You can
dazed,
give
aren't I?
me. Yes. So you can act. Let me see if I know. It's basically you're acting as if the illusion is real, and you get a save at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Can I attempt to break free?
Yeah. Give me instead of a strength check, give me a wisdom check? Be wisdom? No, it'd be
Yeah.
charisma. Because it's like force of will, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Fine by me. Says the sorcerer. 17.
Kind of thing.
Check.
17. Since that isn't intelligence, I'm gonna say. Yeah, you get a brief respite, but the illusion is still there.
Alright. So that's my action, then I can't do anything.
You get a save.
You can,
Yeah,
to
you
see
get a
if you
save at the
figure
end.
out that it's fake.
Alright, I'll make that save then and end my turn.
And you can like move around if you'd like,
yeah, you
because
can
you've like broken free.
I don't want to move out of this thing's reach and take an opportunity attack, so I'll just stay where I am and I'll take the save.
There are like jagged rocks on the left and right that are kind of like flanking it and act as almost like a higher ground, I guess, rather than just like
Yeah,
the beach where the water can lap up.
If I could move to a place where I'd have some sort of cover, I think I'd do that.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can get up onto. Do you want to go left or right?
Right.
Okay, go right, and you pop behind a rock. Okay.
Alright.
And that's your turn.
I gotta make that save, right?
Yes.
Intelligence?
Investigation.
Oh, investigation.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? I have inspiration. I'm gonna use that.
Go ahead.
I should have used that in the first roll. Okay. I didn't make it. I got an 11.
Yeah, you see these like tentacles slithering after you, and like it grabs your ankle behind the rock and just like starts smothering you again.
All right.
And it is the Great Old One's turn. It is going to. So right after it says like, "You exist because we allow it. You will serve because we demand it." And Grimir has to give a wisdom save.
Oh. 11.
Is that
You fail.
+5?
No. 16.
Yeah, you still fail.
Bollocks.
Yeah. So you're dominated, and on your next turn, you have to attack. You have to follow its orders, and you get another save when you get damaged.
I believe that would be cancelled by my aura. Makes him immune to charm effects.
To enslavement.
I think does it still count as a charm spell?
It is. Let's see. Blah blah blah. I can see 16 wisdom save or. Oh shit! It is a charm.
So
You're immune
see,
to charm.
my ability makes everyone within 10 feet of me immune to charm. So
you get within 10 feet of you.
Motherfucker.
So what happens is the thrall of this creature grabs my companion, and I simply place a hand upon him, and I tell him, it's going to be okay, this creature cannot harm you.
Yeah, you just like saw his eyes turning green, and like his teeth were gritting, and then when you touch him, he just like loosens up. And
I just say, this is the kind of thing that almost like always happens in one shots because the players come to the table with these characters and the DM is like not expecting these effects.
yeah, it's cool though. So that's his action.
Well, it's all right because at least it's better than the GM metagaming and like, well, I'll just never charm anybody that's in melee range with the powder.
No, that is true. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's something that's more.
It's cool. There's still
more
two guys who are outside of the Paladin's aura.
I can literally just insert tentacles into my face. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't worry. We're gonna TPK here. It's not like there's anything that's not gonna happen.
Rosebud, is your turn.
Okay, so she's gonna throw caution in the wind. It's damaged. So forth. So yeah, we're gonna go sharpshooter shots. I'm gonna roll them both at the same time, 2 of them, and we're gonna go right at it.
You basically get +4 because it's +9 -5, right?
Yep.
Right.
So just +4.
So it's 17 and 13.
The 17 hits.
Okay. And that would be 2d6, a d8 plus 6. So 7.
So many dice to throw.
7 and a 7, 14 plus 6. Yeah, so 20. Plus 10. Plus 10, so 30 total. Sharpshooter.
Baby. Yeah, you just like shoot an arrow right into one of its eyes, and it just screams in pain. And
then I ridicule it and tell it to attack me.
Yeah, it just like doesn't. It's gonna use one of its legendary. It's gonna use one of its actions to hit you because you just did a shit ton of damage.
Oh no, I taunted it. Yeah, I know. I'm taunting it on purpose. I know that I have a lot of hit points, so.
It just like reaches out and just like tries to grab you with a grapple.
Okay.
Oh.
Roll athletics.
Or athletics.
Or acrobatics.
Or acrobatics, yeah.
Okay.
Probably acrobatics.
Natural 20.
What is your total?
24 with acrobatics.
Oh. So he rolled a 24.
Come on.
But it wasn't a crit, so
I'm going to say a natural 20 though.
Yeah, so what happens is you like. How do you almost escape, but it grabs you?
Oh, it does still grab me?
Yeah.
A natural 20 is not an automatic success.
Yeah, man.
Fuck. Alright, so I roll out of the way and I think I'm okay, but I roll into the wall. And then I just kind of lay there, and then it just comes over and it grabs me right up, and it picks me up and it shakes me upside down. And Joy falls out and falls onto the ground behind me.
Yeah, you like dodge 5 or 6 other tentacles, and like a smaller one grabs your ankle and drags you.
Right. But I roll, when I was trying to roll, I rolled into the wall behind me.
Yeah. You don't actually move anywhere on this turn, but like it has you in a grapple. It is Sturge's turn.
Dirge sees their companion grabbed, but knows there's little they can do. And the glowing weapon in their hand, they kind of look upon it for the briefest of moments. They look at this monstrosity, and they know the only way to defeat something this powerful is to ask for the gods themselves to intervene directly. And they pause for the briefest of moment, close their eyes, look at their hand as it glows like a white gauntlet again. And the weapon that they were holding, already glowing with magic power, begins to radiate beyond anything you have ever seen. This weapon glows with the most divine and righteous energy you've ever seen. It loses its normal form, and it literally is glowing in pure radiant fire within their hand, and You can sense that there's some sort of otherworldly power emanating from this weapon as they look up at this monster, and they know that next round they're going to unleash a torrent of destruction upon it as they cast Sacred Weapon,
Jeez.
giving their weapon +5 to hit.
All right.
How many of you are there, Dirge? Because you keep saying we. It's awesome.
Yes.
All right.
I'm never alone as long as I have my deity with me.
Yeah, you just see like the shining beacon surrounded by these black tentacles that just stretch out in this huge maw that's lit up by this the divine light. Gurmer.
Literally makes the weapon as bright as a torch, by the way.
Yeah. Gurmer, it's your turn.
All right. So, seeing the pretty lights and hearing my teammates get freaked out or grabbed by giant tentacles, he's kind of brought back to the moment, and he kind of hesitates for a second before kind of willing himself to sort of keep going and not let fear set in ever, and he's just gonna launch himself. Basically, his thinking is if he throws himself super recklessly at the monster, his body will just have to take over and have no choice but to fight. That's a 17, a 22, and an 8.
The 17-22 hit.
Okay,
You get sneak.
awesome. So the one with sneak is 6, 12, 18, 18 for the first one, and 7 for the second one. 25 total.
Alright. Rex bites into it, but it continues its assault. It's gonna use... It's gonna strike out at you, Gurmer.
Yep.
Missing. It's
Sweet.
legendary action.
And he's just at this point not saying anything intelligible. Like usually, there's a name or some accusation about someone stealing something from him, but no, it's just like a guttural scream that's just coming from like the depths of whatever dark place he sends himself to, and he's just kind of essentially trying to unleash everything and just not caring about the consequences.
Okay. Layer action. I need
Balls.
Dirge and Gurmer to give me wisdom saves.
18.
Pass.
Oh, plus the 5. 23.
Definite pass.
Fucking 23.
I have a 22. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
26.
You both pass. You just feel like this resounding hum like carry up through your armor, but you ignore it.
And then I
Tried to
remember
fight its
I'm
way
not wearing armor.
Yeah, it tried to fight its way into your mind, but the paladin's divine fervor fought it away.
There is no place for you in my mind.
Bartholomew,
There's not
it's your
really
turn.
much going on in my mind.
I'm saying
so-
brought him today.
I only have to. I can act, but as long as I act as though the illusion is real, right?
Yeah, and you take 5 psychic damage.
Okay. So as this thing is coiling around my leg and enveloping me, he just kind of looks as the last couple of tentacles begin to cover over his eyes, and then there's a spark of electricity, and his whole body is lit up in electricity, and then vanishes into nothingness. And then there's a spark right next to Dirge, and he materializes as I misty step right up next to him. And then I'm going to shocking grasp the creature.
Nice.
Awesome. That was awesome.
That was good.
Yeah, do it and get inspiration.
Yay! Alright, that is a 20 to hit, modified.
It's
Alright, and he's going to take... go away. Let's see here. Okay, so he is going to take 9... No, not 9. He's going to take... Let's see here. That 1 counts as a 2, so that's 8 plus the Wait, does the elemental affinity count towards?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. So he's going to take 13 points of lightning damage,
All right.
and then I'm gonna make that save again.
Yep. Investigation.
All right, I'm gonna use that inspiration I just got. All right, that is modified 20.
Yep. Yeah. You see these smaller tentacles that are like chasing after you in the water and like about to get you, and then they like go right through you. You realize that they aren't real, but a very real tentacle is about to try to hit you.
No.
What is this? 17.
That hits.
All right. So you're like, and then boom, just get slammed. Nine. And it does 16 damage. All right.
Shit.
So that was your turn. It's now the monster's turn. So, he is going to say, did the lair action already? Yeah, he's gonna reach out with his mind. And he's gonna say, "You will serve me, tiny one. You are weak." And the ranger has to give a wisdom save. You don't get the +5.
No, I don't get the +5. But is this a magical thing?
I guess it's not a spell, but yeah, it's magical.
Okay, so I'll get at least advantage, which helps me out.
Yep.
And I rolled 2 9s. How nice is that?
What is your plus?
Yeah, plus 2.
+2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you fail. So
11.
you're like, yeah, you're dominated. So you're like getting flailed around, and you're like, you have your eyes closed in horror, and then you just like stiffen up and open your eyes, and they're green, and you just like look at the back of Dirge's head with pure malice. And on the next turn, you have to attack him. And you get to reroll when you take damage. I need to double check because it might be every turn. But yeah, that's his turn. It is Rosebud's turn. So let me just.
So now what do I have to do?
You have to attack Dirge twice. Let me just double check.
Do I have to move my hunter's mark to Dirge?
Yes.
Okay.
Whenever the charmed target takes damage, the target can repeat the saving throw. So no, it isn't every turn. It's just when you take damage.
Awesome. Okay, so
We have to attack Dirge twice.
all right. Because he gets to command what I do. Am I using sharpshooter on these?
No.
Okay. I was rolling both at the same time. It's a 13 and a 3 plus 9, so the 3 is obviously going to miss. The 13 is going to hit, I'm assuming.
Oh, just.
Yeah.
Just, okay.
13.
So
Injured.
it's 2d6 plus... And you are injured, right?
I think. Yeah.
So it's 5 plus 6 is 11 plus 6 is 17.
Okay.
Yeah. So Dirge feels like a stinging pain in his shoulder. Turns around, sees the glowing green eyes of the gnome enveloped in the tentacles, It is your turn.
Yes. Give me 1 second. I'll read the rules on a spell real quick. Since you just cast this. Yeah. So you would see.
And you can see that it's actively keeping the gnome away from the paladin.
Okay. Yeah. Dirge would look upon this creature with malice, knowing that cowards like this have harassed them for their entire lives, and they just simply raise their divine, glowing power of righteousness, morning star, and they look upon them and they say, "You may control their minds, but you can never control their hearts. I will end you now." And you see them just whip a powerful strike at this creature, and he has this feeling that if it hits, this is going to hurt a lot. And here we go. Okay, those are both 27 to hit.
Yep, they both hit.
And as you see this already just radiating weapon, as it goes, somehow you don't even understand, but the weapon glows beyond even that. These divine weapons of mass destruction begin to radiate even more holy energy. They look as if they're about to burst from the seams. As you sense that this is an aberration, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. As you see, 2 divine smites exit the weapon as Dirge just piles them upon this monster beast, and he takes. Let me see. It's a lot of d8s. 3, 6, 8. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, 13, 16, 21, 27, 28,
Jeez.
34, plus 8. He takes 42 damage as you see these.
42.
Yes, as you see these divine strikes just crash upon the creature, resonating and exploding upon his body, just vibrating with all the power that Dirge has.
Damn it, I think you beat my record. I got
And
41.
you can see Dirge's body tense up and wither ever so slightly from the strike. You can tell that that took a great deal of energy to do so much damage.
Yeah, the morning star just brightly shining shatters through its jaw, and just you see teeth go flying like shrapnel. But it is still going to try to kill you. It's going to use one of its legendary. It's going to use one of its legendary actions to attack you.
Okay.
23.
Yeah.
Um, 19 damage.
Which describe doing half my health and damage. Almost.
You just feel it like slam into you and like whiplash around and just like grab into you and bite you.
With one tooth that's left.
No, it's one of the tentacles have like the multi teeth on the end too, almost like an octopus.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Grimmer.
So, continuing his screaming rage, he is gonna swing down a few more times, basically just trying to end this. It's gonna be 18, unnatural 20, and a 21.
All hits.
Awesome.
And you get sneak.
Okay. The one with sneak. Oh, yes. 22, 26, 28, oh, 42, 47
Holy shit,
total.
fuck. So describe almost killing it.
Fuck. So he's like, basically, currently he's just like one after the other, trying to like hack down the center of it, and basically he's trying to cut it in half. And so he's like holding both axes in both hands, if you get my meaning, and just kind of together, just using them as if they were one, and just like his strikes started to get slower as he's kind of wearing down, and then seeing this kind of huge glowing light next to him, the kind of incredible strength of Dirge. He kind of screams with a renewed vigor and just kind of plants two more in the center. Just continuing screaming. His voice is starting to go hoarse, but he's still kind of just screaming.
Okay. As a legendary action, is going to do the lifesteal on the charmed target. Is the gnome.
Thank you.
I can make the save though.
Yeah, because I took damage, so.
Yeah, you can make a save.
Oh, baby, do something good.
So you take 13 psychic damage, and the thing seems kind of rejuvenated, almost.
Okay. And let me look at my sheet. And what save is that?
What was it?
What kind of
It
save?
was wisdom.
Wisdom, that's a 15.
You fail.
Fuck.
Just one short.
One short, of course.
Yeah.
Can I donate him my inspiration?
You can.
I'll do that.
I'll take it.
So you kind of somewhere in your mind you kind of see Garma like just going ham on this guy, and it kind of it just instills hopefully more fight in you to push on.
And that makes a 16 for me.
Yeah. So like, Gurmer's just like battering into it
17.
so much
Sorry.
that it like loses its concentration on controlling you for a brief second, and you break through.
Nice.
Bartholomew, it's your turn.
Now I can't move my.
You're still grappled.
Oh yeah, but I couldn't move my hunter's mark even if I wanted to, could I?
No,
It
that's
isn't your turn.
It's at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't your turn. This was like a.
Oh, that was a legendary action in between. Okay, I'm sorry.
Bartholomew, it's your turn.
I want to kill this thing.
Thing's
so
hanging on.
badly.
Yeah, kill that fucking thing. Let's go.
Alright, I'm gonna cast Lightning Bolt as a 4th level spell.
Of course you are.
Alright.
Do a
I
big.
think you're gonna kill it. Unless you like really
It
fuck up.
only increases by 1d6 though, so...
Well, it passes, but.
Alright.
Big number.
Alright.
No whammies.
Okay, that one is a 2, which makes it 31, plus 5, 36.
Yeah, describe how you kill it.
Oh my gosh. Yes! Okay. So you said this thing is a mouth, right? Is it like a maw or a beak?
Like, huge, like at least 15 feet across, just like the mouth.
So, as there's so many tentacles writhing around, it's almost impossible to see, and you just see Gormir he runs in there and he's just taking them out, just 8 tentacles at a time, slicing these things off with just these great cleaves of axes, and you just see more and more of this creature as these, giant noodles of flesh just fall. There's ichor and blood everywhere, and just standing there amidst it, these tentacles just falling around him.
Stop cutting the heads off.
Stands Bartholomew. You say that you can control men. And the lightning kind of tingles along his fingertips.
Your actions are futile. You just feel in your mind as you ready your attack.
I am more than a man. And you see almost like the vague shadow of a dragon just cast by him. I am dragon, and lightning just shoots from him, just like his entire body, just every surface of him just courses with these bolts of lightning, and it just goes straight into the mouth and just bursts straight through the other side of him.
Yep.
And the entire thing just lets out a scream and then falls silent and collapses into a heap.
Yeah. You just like reach out and the lightning goes and goes straight through, hits the ceiling, just rock and shrapnel explodes everywhere, and like a bunch of stalactites land on it as it goes through its death throes.
Okay, now what do I do? Does it let go of me right away?
Yeah, let's go, you.
Okay, so I very dexterous, so I land on my feet, and I just scream at it, and I say, yeah, and some of us are women!
And,
Nice.
Dirge was mid-swing and stops for the briefest of moments and clutches their waist, and they reel over in pain, and Dirge looks over to Rosebud and nods in agreement with her statement.
And Garmer was also mid-swing, but he doesn't stop.
Yeah, he just keeps chopping into it. It's just like a big pile of sludge in the
he's
middle
like
of water.
genuinely determined to make this thing be cut in half.
He's just dicing it. It's cooked now, so sushi. Like
Lovely.
yeah.
So,
And with that nod, I rather quickly look at Dirge and I cast a second level cure wounds on her as well, apparently. And that should be 2d8 plus 5. So that's 15. No, sorry, 12. Back at you.
You can hear the bones kind of go back to normal position, and you'd see her face wince, but it's obviously hidden behind a well-fitted mask.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would see Bartholomew kind of collapse to his knees, and the sheer power that he put into the spell has caused him to bleed from his nose and his eyes. And you see his skin. In the dim light, you can see this thin sheen of light blue scales running, almost like just underneath that you couldn't see before.
And
Interesting.
Dirge would walk over, or limp over, and take a knee beside him and ask him, how are you doing, Bartholomew? I know you were injured gravely.
It's over.
And
He spits.
yeah, and Dirge would frown ever so slightly from behind the veil, and would use their last second level spell and heal him for, that's pretty good, 17.
All right. And he would extend a hand to you, and he would say, "The Ascendant's done."
Yeah, but we have so much further. In Rosebud, the realization knowing that we went down just the one tunnel, because we went down a tunnel that was carved, right?
yeah,
we
you
went
get
down
the
the
feeling
other
that
side,
this
right?
was like the root
Okay.
of the issue. So.
You know what I mean? But the realization does hit her just a little bit going, are we certain that this is the end? And she's also feeling so remorseful and going over to Dirge and says to her, I'm so sorry, I can't, it wasn't me. It wasn't me, and she keeps saying it over and over and over again. She goes, I know that I would choose to violence over anything else, But it wasn't me, I promise. And she just keeps saying it over and over and over again to her.
Mm-hmm. So do you
it's-
guys take like proof of the kill or anything like that to take back?
There isn't much.
Well,
I
he
feel really
would.
bad. Right.
Bartholomew would request the ascended stone to speak to the Inquisitor again.
Yeah, and George would pull it out, and you could see that the stone has like a crack, as you can see it's been smashed against her adamantium armor, but it still seems to work as she hands it over to you.
Yep.
And he takes
Yeah,
it and he speaks to it.
Report. As like it comes.
The company suffered full casualties there. Their bodies will not be recoverable. But it is done. We've destroyed the evil.
What in the hells was it?
I do not know.
Everybody can give like a history check with advantage. If you, yeah.
Oh, 21. But I just
Yeah,
said
you-
I don't know, so I'm not going to say anything.
So I'm 14.
Dirge thinks it's a mind flayer, but that's obviously not right.
I got an 18.
The 18. So, Grimmer's just like, hey, my nana told me this story once, like a long time ago.
It's an
like-
I feel like it's because like he like didn't know what it looked like from the outside, but once he's like cut it open, he's like, oh, it's one of these things.
It's an octopus, guys. It's an octopus.
That's what he says. It's an octopus. No, he talks about like long ago the forces of the God Emperor fought back the octopuses, as he says, but he's just like, that's not the word for him, and then he's like just reaching for it, and he's just like, starts with an A.
Aboleth.
I knew it.
Yeah,
I knew it.
yeah, it's an aboleth. It's like a beefed up aboleth.
Damn, dude, that thing is serious.
Yep.
Like, you know, I mean, now that you told me, I've been looking at it, but damn, this thing is serious.
Yeah, there were some things I changed, but overall it was, yeah. Those things are nasty. I made it bigger than it was, too.
Yeah. Damn, dude, that slave thing is awful, and I know all about it.
This would have been a lot different if we didn't have a paladin.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah,
It would have been like, you're my slave, and you're my slave.
we would have just been fighting each other, and we would have TPK'd ourselves.
It would be everybody attacked the one person who passed the.
I would have had it like stop attacking you and just like taunted you as you killed each other. It was gonna be awesome.
That would have been funny.
Was that the
That would've been
plan?
really funny.
Yeah, it was the initial plan, and then you had a paladin, and it was like, oh fuck. Well,
Yeah. And then you let us make level 8 characters, and that was unwise.
it's CR10, and I added a bunch of stuff to it.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
It was a lot of fun, Dan.
yeah, that was a lot of fun. Now, what would that have given us? Let's see.